here. It's big, and it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello everyone and welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California. The first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. My name is Bart Hanson and I am here with Shirley Rosario. How are you doing tonight, Shirley?
I'm doing good. How are you, Bart?
Great. Tonight we have scheduled our 30-60 limit game. The chocolate-colored brown chips are $10 chips, and it's a 3-6 structure. The blinds are a 2 and 3, 20,
right.
$30. Shirley, tonight we have planned the Men Win, Men the Master is going to come in a bit before one of the big tournaments for Stars and Stripes that we have tonight, which is our $300 no-limit, no-rebuy tournament, which starts at 7:15 Pacific time. So we'll have him pop in here for a little bit.
A few minutes, yeah.
Let's go around and introduce the table right now.
Okay. In seat number 1, we have Mr. Kim. Seat number 2 is Anthony. George is in seat number 3.
Of 2+2 fame and ITH fame, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
And Za in seat number 4. In seat 5, we have Mike. In seat 6, we have Robert. And in 7, we have Maury. Tony is in seat 8. And in seat 9, we have Bill.
Bill.
We saw a few of these players here last week. Bill was here, and Maury was here.
We've seen
Mr. Kim was here.
We've seen several of these players on the show before. Some new people. Of course, this is a limit game. Those that you are familiar with no limit, of course, the strategy is a lot different.
Lot different,
and,
right.
Some of the starting hands are much, much different. Game tends to go a little bit faster. Don't have to quite worry about the amount of money in the pot because it's kind of self-explanatory.
Right.
So, like right now, it looks like King 8 has the best hand here. And he's going to take the pot down.
Well, Robert gave it a shot there. I mean, the only way he was going to win that pot was to bet there on the end.
Some very, very exciting news. Viewer note for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night between 6 and 7 o'clock, we're actually going to be replaying the Bombshell Models episode from last week for an hour. And then at 7 o'clock, Shirley, we are going to have a $5,000 buy-in, one-table shootout. It's going to start approximately around 7 o'clock. 6 to 7 players. I'll have the names for you later on, probably in the show today. And it's going to be great.
Yeah,
we're going to be
playing
for the cash pool. So, if there's 6 people, it's a $30,000 pool.
Right.
And, again, that starts at 7 o'clock. And we may stream the entire time until it ends. Or we might end at our normal time, record the rest of it, and spill over until Friday, the next show on Friday. We haven't really decided what we're going to do yet. But that game is definitely scheduled for tomorrow o'clock.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. We're going to see some of the same, usual characters, the big game in there. Yosh. Again, I don't want to speculate on anybody else because I'm not possibly sure, although I'm getting handed a sheet. So Ken Berg, who we've seen on the big game before.
Right.
Walter Lack. Yosh, of course. Michael Chow of Mr. Chow's in Beverly Hills.
3 bets.
And some other players of note and some other business owners of note in the area. Looks like Jerry Buss was scheduled, but I do not believe that he's going to be able to make it tomorrow.
That looks right.
No, it's 20, isn't it? Is that 28?
We have a Queen Ace-6 flop here with 2 hearts. Looks like seat 1 has the best hand. Second pair, Mr. Kim. Turns a 10. Mr. Kim's going to continue to lead with his queen.
Well, continue to lead. I thought there was no betting on the flop.
River's a 10. And Looks like it's checked down there. I'm not sure if there was betting. It looked like there was kind of an awful big pot just to get checked around there, but there might have been some heavy pre-flop action. Again, for those of you that aren't familiar, 30-60 is hardly a small game. I know it sometimes is clumped into a mid-limit game, but it really isn't. I guess it depends on your perspective.
Right.
Obviously, if you're going to say 400, 800 is a big game, well
then 30-60 is small.
It's a small game, but this is actually one of the largest limit games that we have. It is the largest limit game that we play here on a daily basis.
On a strictly limit basis.
Right.
The 400, 800's a mixed game.
Right.
300, 600's a mixed game.
Mm-hmm.
2 players.
So it's heads up, 10-jack against pocket threes here. Flopping a second pair with an open-ended straight draw for 10-jack.
He's just calling.
He check called there, it looked like, on the flop.
Well, no. The player in seat 9 is in small blind. He's first position.
You're right. It was check to 10-jack, and he led.
No. The three's bet out. Three's bet out, and the jack-10 calls.
Oh, it looked like
He might have been making a motion
that
and you got a little confused, but...
Yeah, when we talk about the seat numbers, we're talking about from this perspective to the dealer's right, or in actuality to his left in real life. It goes around, starts in seat 1, and goes around in a clockwise manner to seat 9, like a clock.
I'm on. 2 players.
So it's heads up here. Seat 3 against seat 7.
And both of them caught a little piece of that.
Seat 3 is going to bet in with 9-10. Flop is king 10 queen. Maury's going to raise. He has bottom pair. He has an open-ended straight draw.
Right.
So he's in a pretty good position here. Turns a king. Maury checks right behind seat 3.
Now they're going to be chopping the pot.
That's right.
Change the games. Red.
I'd still be a little bit surprised to see any betting here on the river, and it gets checked down.
Yeah.
Chuck's game. One game. Angel's
10.
game. Angels? Yeah.
Kings full of 10s, chop pot. Of course, in Texas Hold'em, you use the best 5 cards in whatever combination, so both players have the same hands, 3 kings and 2 10s.
Right.
Full house, kings full of 10s. And it's a tie pot, and they're going to chop the pot up.
C3, you want the big?
Thanks.
Come on. 9 times in a row.
Usually when you have a 2-3 chip structure on the blinds, you can almost call any hand in the
From
small
the small blind if it's not raised.
Yep, for an extra chip.
Right.
The odds are just too great. Of course, when you pick up a hand in the small blind like... Oh, I thought it was pocket queens, but he's got king queen off. He's going to raise in the small blind, so it's 3-way action. T2's got king queen off suit. 4-10-4.
A6 flopping a flush draw.
And 9-10's flopping top pair. So we got a bet out of seat 2, a raise. It looks like a call and a raise from it's like middle position there. Look at this. Turns a king. C2's going to bet again. He has top pair now. George in C3 is squeezed here in the middle. He's got second pair.
Oh, yeah. Incredible.
Trying to figure out what to do. He's going to call. You would imagine that seat 4 is going to continue to call on his flush draw, and he does. Oh,
Wow,
river's a 10, and George
there,
Ket's there in the middle. Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, he had the best hand on the flop, and
He did.
lost it on the turn.
Well, I can't imagine that ace-high is going to call. Za's going to muck. It's tough to lay this hand down for one bet and limit, obviously, with
Right.
king-queen there. And he did get there. George is going to take the pot down.
Okay, we have the chip counts brought to you tonight by Joker Gaming. Mr. Kim in seat 1 is $2,000. Anthony in seat 2 has $1,100. Seat 3, George, has $1,600. Seat 4, Za, has $1,100. And Mike in seat 5 has $2,000. Robert in seat 6 has $800. Maury in seat 7 has $2,300. Tony in seat 8 has $600. And seat 9, Bill has $1,100.
Mike in seat 5 here has picked up pocket queens. He's going to raise from under the gun. Seat 4's got an ace-10 suited. Looks like he's probably going to call. So it's heads up. Queens against ace-10 suited. Now look at this. Spikes an ace right away. See how he plays it. He bets right into it there, Shirley. Looks like. Queens calls. So you'd imagine that queens might call all the way down here. Za's going to lead again, and that's what it looks like. Queens is probably going to end up calling all the way down.
Right.
Za's going to take it down with ace-10, top pair. So to go back to that hand and just look about, what the pot size is, you're looking at a raise pre-flop. So there's $120 in the pot. There's one bet on the flop. That brings it up to 180. And then a bet on the turn and a bet on the river. Times two players.
120, yeah.
$120 and $120.
$300.
$120 and then 120, 420.
Right.
420 total.
Right,
pot.
420.
So this is not a small game.
Yeah, that'll help. I can get a carry out of that.
Looks like Za's going to limp. Is it? No.
Okay.
Looks like it's going to be chop.
It looks,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, no, he doesn't chop. Oh, sorry. They're going to play it out. So it's the small blind against the big blind here.
Go ahead, sir.
Do like chop.
C4 actually limped in with a deuce 7
I know.
offsuit.
That might be one time where you're just going to dump the, not call that extra one chip. Nobody else is in the pot.
Well, yeah, it's tough because if you get raised there by the big blind, you're out of position for the entire hand. And I
Yeah,
guess
and
he
Robert
doesn't.
surprisingly didn't raise with his ace high, just going heads up. I would have put in a raise. I know you wouldn't have put in a raise, but I would have put in a
Well,
raise.
who said that?
Well, you don't raise with aces
Oh, come
from the
on.
blind.
If
Have
I'm
we-
heads
have we
up
not had
against the
this
guy that's
discussion?
if I'm heads up
Okay,
against the
heads
guy
up.
that's
Okay, it's different
being
heads up.
frustrating, but being a little bit taggy by not chopping,
Okay.
I'm gonna raise with my ace position.
Big scramble.
Yes, sir. 4 players.
So we're gonna see four-way action here. 5-6-3 offsuit. Doesn't look like there was a raise pre-flop.
3 players.
So seat 7 has an open-ended straight draw.
Right. He lit out with that.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't look like anything. Anyone
Nobody
gets,
really made anything, no.
gets there at all.
Okay.
Looks like the button's going to take it down with queen high. Queen deuce.
Queen.
Yep. Pair of fives. Queen 9-6 kicker. Takes it down. A little bit passive there, the way that played out.
The blind man says.
Again, in limit, you're not getting the types of implied odds that you would no limit. So usually you tend to tighten up if you want to play the limit properly. You play less hands than you would no limit.
Right.
Suited connectors do not have as much value.
Donna, whoever you are.
You're really looking for high-ranked cards, high-suited cards.
Yeah, the suited connectors add value to hands that are playable.
Long man,
But
seat open.
hands that aren't playable, you don't want to play them just because they're suited.
Close cards.
My fault, guys.
Again, that's because there really are no implied odds in this game because you're capped by the limit that you're betting. It's 4 bets unless it's heads up on each street. It's capped at 4 bets. Of course, if you're heads up with a player, you can go as many
You
as you
keep
want.
going.
But
Yes.
when there's multi-way action, you can only put in 4 times the bet on each street.
I guess he wants to make a lot of phone calls.
to Russ McGinley on 2+2. You are correct in your speculation that George is Jormied, or the name that you printed there is kind of hard to pronounce. That is him. He's now moving to seat 5.
Three-way action here.
Three players.
Unfortunately, we cannot see Mr. Kim's hand in seat 1. Turn is a queen. Bill is still in the hand, so we know he has at least a pair of queens. Seat 4 looks like he's calling all the way with an ace. Does have a gut shot to a straight if a 10 comes. River's a 6 of spades, it's a 3rd spade. So Mr. Kim did have the king the entire time, as we see now, King 10.
At 1 pair.
And he's going to take it down. King
Kings.
10, Mr. Kim in seat 1 has the best hand.
10.
He called me from Vegas.
Sparks.
1 pair.
Sparks? Yeah. Make sure you let them know your nickname is Sparks.
Thank you.
Shirley, over the weekend on Sunday, we had our free roll tournament where players could qualify from Pokertropolis. And we had about 117 people show up, and the tournament went really well.
Actually, he hates the names correctly.
And the final table was recorded?
Raise.
Final table actually was not recorded,
It was not
but we
recorded.
did have over 100 people come down on their free rolls, and they earned points on the Play for Free site at thebike.com, powered by Pokertropolis. Look at this, seat 2's got pocket aces. Gonna see three-way action here. Mr. Kim has got a 4-6 offsuit. He's still in the hand, seat 1. Ugh, all diamonds. Look at this, seat 4.
He made his flush there.
He's got his flush. He had top pair with a flush draw, and he's made the flush on the turn. And he's going to raise here. Mr. Kim's going to muck. And seat 2 is looking at a couple of black aces. And he's drawing totally dead. And look at that.
Wow.
He throws it down.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
something that you
impressed.
don't really see a lot in
No,
limit
I
play.
have a hard time making those laydowns. I probably would have called and check called again.
Well, made the
Unless
right
another
play.
diamond came. He absolutely he did.
It looked like Zod just smooth called here on the flop. He had a huge draw. Didn't look like he popped it at all on the flop. Diamond came on the turn and he took his hand down.
Big blind, sir.
Not too many hands in real life, right?
Oh, look at this. We got a new player in seat number 3. That's Hank Sparks. Another internet guru coming into the game. 2+2 poster.
Close card, queen of diamonds.
The other one was
Robert out of seat 6 is going to raise it up. He's got pocket jacks. It's the first bit of play that we've seen him.
From Robert, yeah.
Yeah. Seat 4 is going to call with pocket 3s. Flop is a 7, king deuce, 2 spades. Wow, pocket 3s is going to take one off here. It's a check call. Turn card's a 7. Robert bets again on the turn. Maybe Za thinks that 3s are good. River's a 6, and that's going to be probably scary for both players. Let's see if Robert, he's going to fire out again. I love the value bet.
Wow, yeah.
Love the value bet. And now the question is, what can 3s beat here? Robert's bet the entire way. And looks like Za's most likely going to lay this hand down. Again, people think, well, it's limit, it's only one more bet, let's throw in a bet. But limit's really about saving bets.
Right.
Gaining
It's
bets
the same,
for value.
yeah, it's the same as not losing a bet.
And he's going to pay Robert off here. Robert's going to take it down with jacks and 7s. You know, I really like the bet there at the end by Robert. You know, if you think the guy's on a flush draw and your third spade comes on the river, would they really check it to you if they made a flush from early position?
You wouldn't think so.
No, I wouldn't think so either.
Right.
So it doesn't really scare me that much. Now, if the guy bets into me, obviously I'm just going to call. But
I'm still not certain if I would put in a bet because, I mean, you're only going to get called by a hand that can beat you, right? Somebody with a king or somebody with a flush.
Or in that case, the guy with threes.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised to see
think.
Robert bet there at the end, though, with the king out there. But,
Robert. Two players.
you know, maybe he thought that he could maybe get a king to lay it down, too, so it was twofold.
That's what you guys are doing.
Heads up here.
Automatic one pot you get.
Ace 5 queen. Zaz's going to check, and George is going to bet with a Jack 10, and he's going to take it down. We're going to start doing a new tournament on PokerTropolis. It's a $2 buy-in with a 20-cent entry fee. Or you can also use 8 free bike free roll points plus 20 cents. And it is a satellite into the $300 Legends event, which is held on August 6th. And this is every Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
And it's to win your way into the Legends event?
Yeah, to the $300 buy-in,
Oh, the
August
$300?
6th. Probably one of the smaller no-limit events.
Yes.
So you can check that out. And turn $2.20
Into something,
sure.
yeah.
Or use your
something
free
great.
roll points that you've played at
3 players.
thebike.com.
Yes.
Three-way action here. It's Queen 6-9, Rainbow. George out of C5, he's going to lead right away with his queen. C2 is going to raise here with second pair with an overcard kicker. George is going to 3-bet him. C2 calls. Turns a queen. At this point, guys come back over the top of you.
You would have to think your hand's not
Probably
good. Yeah.
would think your hand is not good. Well, he's going to call. Interesting. We saw that guy lay down aces before, but he's going to call all the way with a 9 here. George is going to take it down.
I'm out the other side. I need some more milk. The other one.
Takes down a nice little size pot there.
That is a nice pot.
Yeah. I don't mind the raise with the second pair there from position, but when someone
To find out where you're at,
if
but
somebody,
once you find out.
If somebody 3-bets, I actually might have mucked that on the flop. Actually, I wouldn't even have called it off for one bet there. I mean, you might, if the pot's big enough, you might be able to call one more bet to see if you can spike 2 pair on the turn. But when that didn't come, I'd probably get rid of the hand.
Yeah. We probably wouldn't be in that position at all. Do you play ace 9? Play ace 9 if I'm stealing.
Sometimes you can limp from the button with ace 9 offsuit just because you've got such great position on everyone.
Yeah.
But usually I don't like to play ace rag offsuit. Look at this. George is going to come in for a raise here. He's got king jack suited. C5.
There's 5 players.
5-way action. All spades. Ace, deuce, 6 on the flop. Bill in seat 9 has the highest spade draw with his jack of spades. Turn card's a queen. That's going to give him a flush in seat 9, and he's going to lead.
Also gives Mr. Kim a flush, but not much of one.
Not a big flush for Mr. Kim, no. With all those people behind you, Shirley, I think you probably would get rid of the 3 of spades
You would
here.
think.
Yeah. And it looks like that's what he's going to do. He's going to muck. And I would doubt that he's going to get any callers here. And he's not. And he's going to take the pot down. Well,
Check the camera. I want a pot.
Bill says. 6-way action times 2 bets pre-flop. That's $360 right there that he won.
Mm-hmm.
60 times 6.
Right. Doesn't look like $360.
Again, these are $10 chips, so usually when players stack their chips,
36 chips there.
yeah. Usually when players stack their chips, they do it in 20 stack denominations. So it looks like each stack's going to be worth about $200, and a rack is $1,000. So right off the bat, we've seen George pick up some big hands, and he's going to pick up ace king offsuit here in seat 5. Going to raise it up again. He almost seems like he's the live one, but he's been picking up some good
He's
hands.
been-
And
yeah.
we know that he's a good player from the broadcast. Now, Bill's going to call with a 3-10 offsuit. Nothing like flopping the king when you've got ace-king.
Check.
No, I didn't.
Now he did.
Well, I think Bill actually just mucked there right away.
Yeah.
A lot of times people will think in limit, well, I can just defend my big blind with anything, but you almost need a hand that you normally call with a raise.
Well, I mean, going heads up, you're getting 3-1 on the call, but I mean, you want something that
Yeah.
at least works together, you know?
Plus, you're out of position for the whole hand.
Right. You know, a 9-10 there, I probably would have called an extra bet, but with a 3, I'm not really thrilled about that.
Raise.
Sparks has picked up pocket aces in seat 3, and he's going to raise.
We're back, huh?
So this is the first
Yeah, never
time
played
we've
that.
seen him play a hand.
2 players.
Hank.
Mr. Kim is going to call. Look at this in the big blind with deuce 3 offsuit. Heads up, aces against deuce 3. Excuse me, Mr. Kim's got pocket 7s. I'm sorry.
Now, we were talking about ace 9, and one of the players actually folded ace 9.
And
Had a
Mr.
nice
Kim
flop.
is check raised here. He's check raised with the 7. Sparks is 3-bet here with his overpair. Sparks is way out in front with aces. Turn card's a 6. Not actually, well, so Mr. Kim's got 9s and 7s. He's going to check. Sparks is going to bet. You would probably think Mr. Kim's going to call all the way here. River is an 8. And it goes check, check. Sparks is going to, looks like he's going to take it down with aces. Aces and 9s.
Mr. Kim's trying to figure out, did I make something?
Did I make a straight?
Yeah, I did.
Nope, not quite.
You might get there if we give you another card or two.
I really like the move there by Hank because it's really, you know, a lot of players aren't going to make a check raise heads up when if they have trips there with no draws on the board and there was a straight draw. Mr. Kim check raise, which what I thought he would have check raised was, which is a pocket pair.
Right.
Aces obviously is a higher pocket pair.
I want to play back here tonight, too.
Oh, man, I got down 3 tables last night. Last week with Hank?
No. How about you?
Nope. I saw about a minute of it, too. Was that?
Saved up all these raises from last week. I'm getting them in now.
That's what I'm doing? I'm happy to say you knew this.
Looks like seat 7 there, Maury.
players.
Brought the hand in for a raise with ace-jack suited.
And going heads up.
Against Za with queen 4 offsuit.
I let them know that your nickname is Sparky.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Maury spikes his ace. He's going to bet and he's going to take it down.
They're saying Hank's nickname is Sparky. I don't know
Well,
if that's a joke or...
It's actually Sparks, but I think I call him Sparky one time on the air by mistake, and sometimes the name kind of stuck.
Okay.
Pokertropolis is also going to stop awarding a free entry from the 99-cent tournament for the bike free roll sit and go winners, but instead allow them to enter the daily $100 bike free roll tournament. So that's a little bit of a change. And looks like we've got our star in here. Men Win, Men the Master has arrived. And he's going to join us shortly.
Raise it. Three players.
And Shirley, I'm going to let you talk to him here in a second when this hand is over.
Find something, right? Some way.
Flop is a 3-5 deuce, 2 hearts. Well, seat 7 has made 6s up, 5s and 6s. Maury there. And he's going to continue to bet. It's tough for Sparks to call here just with overcards. And he's going to take it down.
Thank you, bud.
But I have a question for you. Raise. Do you think I did the right thing? What's your opinion? With 2 pair out there.
Honestly,
Yeah. Give me a pocket pair of long fucking pocket. Then he puts out all the fucking
I wouldn't have committed on my shit.
So he was gonna go in all in anyway.
Okay, we had the sound off there for a minute because Min was going to jump in, but he had to go run out real quick.
He came in, had to take a phone call, but he'll be back in a second.
He'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
We were trying to change headsets. Looked like it was pretty good hand too. Guy flopped top 2. He was
queen,
thinking, or flop 2 pair.
Well, Za does not chop, remember, from that hand before, and he's going to complete the small blind here.
I will.
He likes to play a lot of hands.
So it's King 7 up against 9-7, heads up.
Right. I would be worried about it. You know what I mean? I would be worried about straight. That's why I like to take one card off.
George checks right behind Za's check. Turn is a queen. And he goes check, check again here. River's a 6. And now Za's going to bet out. And he's going to take it down. Kind of a little bluff there on the end. Took down the little small pot.
Is that a seat open? Greg.
I think they're sending us later.
Greg.
Looks like Maury's got ace-queen suited out of the big blind here.
The player in first position raised. See what he has. He's seat 8. He has queen jack.
Maury's going to call.
That's my hindsight.
And Bill's in there in seat 9, it looks like.
He has ace 8 of hearts.
And he's picked up the nut flush
Flush
draw.
draw.
Maury's going to lead top pair, so both players have flopped top pair here, seat 7 and seat 8. Bill's got the flush draw. Wow. Maury's got aces and queens
Well,
now.
man, seat open.
And look at this.
I don't
seat
see
8's gonna
Bill
call.
going anywhere
No,
neither.
I don't think so.
He'll probably put in the raise.
And he's going to raise. He's got the flush draw and the ace.
Could double P get on that?
Maury's got a decision to make whether Bill was kind of sandbagging the 7 on the flop there. Maury does have the top 2 pair. He's going to call. And Queen Jack is going to lay it down. So Maury needs to dodge a heart here. Turn card's a 9. Excuse me, river card's a 9. Maury checks. And Bill's going to bet here on the river. Maury's got the best hand. Again, Maury's got to be thinking, was he sandbagging me with the 7 here?
Yeah, but he called there on the turn. I
He
would
did.
think he should call here unless, yeah.
He is going to call.
He did. He's
I
called.
think he was just thinking about it a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
And Maury's going to take down the pot. I mean, Bill played the hand correctly, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I think you might get a really tight player like Maury to lay down a weak ace, maybe on the turn if you were to raise him.
Yeah.
Now Maury had top 2 pairs
Top
and beat
two
the
makes
aces
it
and 7s.
difficult.
He had ace queen. So
Right.
I know why.
7 comes with it.
That's why I wanted you to believe I had that 7. Don't worry about it. I'll probably get it now.
and that's what Bill's saying.
He must have gave me 20 of them since you've been sitting here.
Postcard, use done.
Maury's got a king queen suited in the small blind here in seat 7.
20 of them.
It's been raised.
But anyway, I know next time. But I think even if he would have hit the key, guess what? I might have thought about
Seat
it.
2 is going to raise. He's got ace 8 suited. Maury calls out of the small blind.
Yeah, you could have.
And it's going to be heads up. King queen against ace 8.
But he wasn't hot. He won like 4 pots in a row.
Oh, Maury's flop top pair right away. See how he plays it. He check raises here. And ace of 8 quickly mucks from seat 2. Moore's going to take it down. And oh, look at this. Men the Master is back in the booth. So I'm going to step aside for a second here.
Yes, you want to answer? From must move or broken gear? There you go.
Hey, welcome, Min. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad to be here with all you guys. The first time to do a commentator with a beautiful
With
girl.
me. Yeah. I said that before. You said beautiful. Don't think I'm like fooling myself there.
This is Man the Master Voice from the bicycle.com. And I'm here with
Shirley. He knows who I am. He just doesn't know me by name, I guess. Shirley Rosario.
Shirley.
So we have here seat 8 has, he's the one that's betting here. He has an open and straight draw and a flush draw.
On the flop comes 6 of diamond, 4 of club, and 5 of club. In seat number 8, I think they have the flush draw.
Is that what I said? Yeah, maybe I said it wrong, but... Am I wrong that the pair of 4s are the best? So, am I reading that correctly? I'm reading that correctly.
Yeah.
Pair of 4s is the best hands.
Sure.
I think pair 4 take the pot.
Yeah, they are. Because everyone checked.
You two gonna take the pot. Pair 4 with all the actions?
All
you
that
think
action.
they give action
I
here?
know. I think so.
Look at that pot.
So do you know any of these players?
Yes, seat number 1, I believe, is
Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kim. And seat number 2, Anthony Trans.
Do you know them but personally?
No.
No. Do you know anybody personally on the table?
Oh, what I know
Or have you
is
taken any of these players' money before?
seat number 6, I
Hey, let's
believe.
get a setup.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, I'm at the dealer.
Okay, we have a 3-bet here. He's been playing a lot of hands.
Please.
And he, let's see what he has. Seat 4, it looks like he's got an ace. He has ace, king of hearts.
3 players.
So he's the one that 3-bet. We have 2 players here. 3 players, ace, queen, ace, king, and
Flop come 5
Pocket
of
tens.
clubs and 3 clubs and 8 of clubs.
Really?
so all 3 players still in the
Best
pot.
hands 2 tens. The club number turns.
There we go.
He gives the sit number 2 is the nut with the ace high flush. He check.
And he checks when he gets there,
Yeah.
too. I put it
Now
back.
he bet. You think somebody gonna call him?
I think the 10s might call him.
Yes, he does call him.
Nope, he didn't. All
He
right. He didn't. Well, he missed a bet there. I don't think it made any difference, though.
If he bet, I don't think everyone can call
I think
him.
everyone's gonna fold anyways. So you came in to play the $300 no limit tournament tonight?
Yes.
Yes.
I live very close to the Bice. I used to play at the Bice
Right.
all the times, from 80s, 87 until 93.
Uh-huh.
Every day I play stud, 7-car stud.
Stat.
They got
Yeah.
3 games
Uh-huh.
going on. So now the comers take over.
Right.
But I still love the bike.
Me too.
Very neat the equipment that you guys have here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look at, huh?
Yeah.
He's trying to follow the action. We're pointing at this TV. No, it's this one. It's this one.
Is that the one?
There's we have a lot of different TVs. It'll show you the flops or the cards, whole cards.
I wish we had all the names in here so we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We missed one.
No, we're not missing one. You're just missing one.
I missed one.
Yeah, you missed one. You missed Tony right here in between Maury and Bill. Tony's in seat 8.
5 players.
Oh. Tony is at 8.
Right. Okay, we have a flop of Jack 10-7. 2 hearts. So the new player in seat number 6, he checked his nut flush draw. Do you happen to know the player's name in seat number 6? He's a new player. We had Robert in there. We got a new guy in there.
I'm gonna get out.
Okay. I thought you might have known him personally.
6. That's the one there.
Yeah.
That's my brother.
Is it?
Yeah. He just learned how to play poker.
What's his name?
UT.
UT?
UT win.
Ah.
That's the guy, right?
Another one of your
That's
proteges.
him, right?
That's him.
That's him.
That's your
He
real
doesn't
brother?
look my brother.
Is it really your brother?
Yes. He came to this country it's like almost a year.
Okay.
He speaks
So
to
now
me,
you get to see all his whole cards and say, man, you messed up this hand. Right? So his name's UT?
Yeah.
Okay.
We call him Oop.
Oh, no, not her. Damn, I can't get a decent dealer up here.
1 pot. That's me.
6. It's not the 4. It's 6. You got the wrong here.
Good luck, sir.
See you later.
Who was number 4?
We have a new dealer coming in here. So tell me, what have you been doing? You've been traveling around the tournament circuit?
Yes, I did. Very hard for me to travel around the country to play tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Make living playing tournament kind of hard for me.
It's hard, yeah.
But I did it so many years.
I know.
I
How many
that's,
Players of the Year award have you won?
I'll be
3?
back. Hold
3.
my seat.
Yeah, that's impressive.
1997,
Uh-huh.
2001,
Right.
2003.
Wow. I hope that I can win 1. And you won 3.
We got no limit tournaments the rest of this week. I'll be here.
Right now it's kind of hard to win back to back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because it's too many.
There's so many tournaments and so
So many
entries.
tournaments and so many. The field is so big; it's hard
Right.
to beat now.
I know. We have Bill limping in there in seat number 9. It's King Deuce.
I'm sorry.
The mini-series of poker, is that what it is?
And then we have a raise from seat 2 with
I don't
Ace
know what
Queen.
mini-series is.
You know what it's called? I mean, just the name.
Stars and Stripes. Yeah, well, that's all I did know. Stars and Stripes.
Flop comes 7, 4, 8, 2 diamonds.
So seat number
8 is
number
best
4.
hand.
Yeah, seat number 4 picked up top pair, Jack Kicker.
Then 6-2 with Ace Queen bet out. Call by 6-4. Top pair. Turn card come another 8.
Wow.
So 6-4 had trip ace. And the guy's still betting.
He has
with
a queen
ace
of diamonds, yeah.
Now we got a diamond draw again, a set, and another guy call. Look at that.
He's in trouble. He needs a diamond. Oh no.
Oh yes, because
He's
the
gonna
3 ace had a
yeah,
best
he's
hand.
gonna call here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is the park, Cherry?
A lot.
Probably $1,000.
Bart's really good at calculating that. It's like I would say 700.
Close.
How about that?
Put me in, deal.
So how many bracelets have you won?
Oh, I have 6 bracelets from the World Series of Poker, and 2 bracelets from Binion's Tunica.
The World Poker Open.
Yeah, World
Yeah.
Poker Opens. And guess how many watches they have?
Watches. From what?
The gold watch.
Where do you get a gold watch from?
Guess.
I don't know.
How long have you been playing poker?
How long have I been playing? 10 years, but professionally or seriously, 2 or 3.
Well, the Hall of Fame, they give the bracelets.
Oh.
Oh, not the bracelet, they give the gold watch.
Okay.
And Taj Mahal, they give watch too.
Okay.
So I own 9 watches
Wow.
from Taj Mahal. Two of them is Rolex. The
Rolex?
other, yes.
Aye.
Other one is 7 is gold bracelets, gold watch.
So all your jewelry is probably worth a whole lot of money. All these bracelets and watches and Rolex and...
When I get old, you know what I'm going to do?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to put in eBay.
No, you can't. You got to give them to your kids.
Go back to the action now.
Yeah. Oh, Jack took down that hand. Sorry about that.
Total gold watch, I got 14
Wow.
watches.
All right, well, we're going to see if I can win my first bracelet this year.
Ace nice against ace sevens and king queens.
All right, Bill length there. Seat number 9 with ace-7. So 4-way action. We need, ace-9 folded and 9-6 stayed in. There we
Flop
go.
from Jack 5. None of them had a best hand. Now with ace is the best hand and a flush draw. Who's favor games now?
Yeah, we have a flush draw.
You take the flush draw or ace high?
I take the flush draw. Ha, he wins. See,
Bet
he
I
got the
won.
best hand.
He doesn't have the best hand. He had the best draw
Well, I know, but he won the pot.
because he best out.
Mr. Men Win, this is Bart Hanson. We got our wireless mic working right now. And I wanted to ask you, because you had mentioned that seat 6 was your brother there, UT. And I know there's a lot of information that you kind of take a lot of young Vietnamese players under your wing when they first come over here, help them bankroll, help them enter tournaments. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, I only help the people that they come over to this country that they have ability. Either they can play cards or they can just how good they play. I can teach them more and bring them to a tournament circus. And it's just like all the young people, young kids there, they won a lot of tournaments. Like Tong Lee.
Tuan
He won
Lee,
2
right?
already.
Right. He just, of course, won the Bellagio.
The
event.
25,000.
Yeah.
He's a young kid. He play at the 5, 300, 600.
Yeah, we've seen him on the show before. Yeah.
When I met him at the tournaments, and a lot of people say that he's just play very aggressive. But I play at the table with him, so I believe that he's a young kid. He had talent, smart. He play good call, and also he's a little aggressive, but he aggressive when he had the big hand draw. Not aggressive with nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So he knows, where it's at. And
When.
make a semi-bluff as opposed to be recklessly aggressive, right?
Yeah, he know if he puts the chip in, his man it's hard for him to call him unless he got the nut. And I sit next to him and playing, and I'm very admire what he did. He's young kids and make million of dollars.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to tournaments and they don't know what they do, but seems to me he know what he's doing. He's not like other people talk about how bad he playing.
Now, did you help David Pham come along in the beginning too?
Yeah. I sponsor him from Philippines. He escaped from Vietnam to Philippines in 1988, and I sponsor him to come to United States in 1989. At that time, I sent him to school from 8 to 12, and after 12, he come to work for me at the dry cleaning business. At night time, when he get home, then I teach him how to play poker. The funny thing about David Phams, that I teach him how to play poker at night. 3 months later, he go into the bicycle club and play. I never teach him the jackpot that you can win the bad beat jackpot. The funny things, he went out there first day, he won 150. That's a big.
$150,000.
No, $150.
$150.
Because he played $3, $6 at the bicycle club. And the second day, I see that's a good win. You played $3, $6. You won. You played 2-3 hours. You won $160. That's great.
Good. Yeah.
So that's the first day. And the second day, he come out. I play 75, 150 stud at the bicycle club. And David Pham played $3, $6 with the jackpot. And then he come to me and say, man, I hit the jackpot. That's how David talk. If he say to love the girl, say, I love you. You mean? And I say, that's why you have too many girlfriends, because you say love a lot. For me, I say only 3 words, I love you. David say, I love, you know. That's how David speaking. But anyway, he come to me, he said, man, I hit the jackpot. I look at him and say, you hit the jackpot and you not happy? And you know how much they pay you? Say, I don't know. They told me I hit jackpot. So I come down with Davis. David flop. David have pocket aces. And some other guy have pocket 7. Flop comes 7 aces. They hit the jackpot on the flop. Jackpot was 27,000. So David took, no, they more than that. David took 16,000 because he got the big ends. The other guy had this bad beat, and he got 25%. David has 75%. Woods was he got 16,000 from that's a long time ago. This was 89. He got 16,000 from the jackpot. That means the jackpot gonna be like 25,000, right?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like
that.
65,000 probably if he was the winning end and he got a quarter of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
He said 75%.
he has 75% because he
okay.
had aces 4, and the other guy had 4 more kinds.
Oh, so you got the big end. He was the loser. But
Yeah,
he
he
got the big
loser.
end.
He got a big end. The other guy had the small ends. But back to that time, the table wouldn't get
a table share like they do
share
now.
like
Right.
now. And look at, he said to me, he get jackpot. Look at him. I look, you hit the jackpot. You look at, you're not happy when you. He doesn't know what it means when he hit jackpot.
He just knew that he lost the hand, right?
He lost
That's
big
what he thought.
hands. He almost mugged the hands.
Yeah.
Because I never thought him that's the jackpot, because I never thought of my mind.
Right.
Look at what happened. He turned over, he looked at the guy, he say, oh my God. He looked at him, he saw the hand. He almost mugged it because he doesn't know it's jackpot.
He didn't know the jackpot, right?
So he saw the hand, everybody at the table bumming, jumping, say, you hit the jackpot. But probably by that time, David Pham doesn't know what it means jackpot. But,
Right.
And he come to me and asked me, I hit the jackpot. I look at him, you hit the jackpot, you're not happy? After they get paid from the bike that he paid 16,000. He come to this country only 4 months. And he got 16,000.
Wow. So he must have loved it right away, huh?
He said, this is a great
He said,
country.
he said to me, I love the bicycle. After that, you know what happened? He doesn't play $3, $6 anymore.
He moved right up, huh?
He moved right up to 1530 right away.
Wow.
And every time he come in, he raised the pot. Every time he come in, he raised. They nickname himself that David, Race David.
Raise David?
Yeah. But when he won the tournament, they asked him, well, what's your nickname? He say, I am the dragon. That's how David talk. I am the dragon, you know. So that's how David talk.
So he developed his really, really aggressive style kind of on his own. Because, I mean, I have to say, I've seen you play very, very well towards the end of tournaments and him play, and he's just super aggressive. And sometimes you know, of course, you'll adjust to the situation, but he's sometimes just a rammer and a jammer and a jammer and just on, and he'll jam it down your throat. And that's the way he likes to play, right? But he kind of developed that on his own?
Yes.
Yeah.
He plays some hand that I not supposed to play, but David told me either he muck his hand or he raises. He raised under the gun with 10 queens. 10 queens is not a hand to raise, but
Right.
David he raised because like you said, David is very aggressive play, but he know when he can lay out the hands. Probably no limit hold'em now. David's just probably ranking in top 5.
He's one of the best, absolutely. One of the best tournament no-limit hold'em players, around. He was fighting to win the best overall last year towards the end there, right?
Yeah,
In
he
points,
almost,
yeah.
He sneaked in there, and then Daniel ended up catching him in the last tournament. So
The only last tournament,
The
and
last
David lost, and he very very disappointed. But and I believe this Daniel earned it the hard way because he have to get into the final table.
right, he has to finish 9 or better.
For
9 or better.
$15,000 buy-in to get into 9 to pass David Phelps.
Right.
And he did. It's a miracle. But last year, David and Daniel got a good year.
Right.
David got 1.7 million.
Yeah.
Look what Daniel got. Over $4 million for the tournament.
One of the funny things I always notice about you, Mr. Man, the Master, as I like to call you, is, you've had some great tournament success over your career, but sometimes I'll see you, at other card rooms in Los Angeles or even here, play, only 40-80. Or I remember a couple nights ago here, you were
Doesn't
playing
matter
this
how,
game
how
right here.
big I play.
You're right.
I enjoy to play. I don't have to
Play
I don't
huge.
have an ego.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little man. I had a family. I have a house to take care, so I don't have to. I feel comfortable to play with the small games and enjoy with other players.
Uh-huh.
Most people they say, man, this is a small game. Why you want to play? I say, hey guys, I love you. You guys don't love me to play because I play small games and I enjoy myself and play with other players. And some of them they play with me with a small game. They say, "Oh, I play with Man the Master." This is how I make people happy when I say jump into a small game and play with them. I give them a chance to beat Man the Master. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I was telling people, too, is that, 40-80 and 30-60 isn't necessarily a small game. Of course, it's a small game compared to 1-2 and 4-8, but you can bring down thousands of dollars at these games, too, right, if you're running hot, or lose if you're running cold, right?
Right.
Yeah.
For me, if I play a big game, say 2 and 4, 4 and 6,
Uh-huh.
4 and 8, it's the same thing that I played between 30, 60,
The same
20,
way you
40.
play.
The same way I
Yeah.
play. It never changed me. On winning all rings, I came here and played $200 buy-in for no limit hold'ems.
Right.
And everybody's surprised. Man, you play this. It's a small game, a tiny game. I say, hey, guys,
Well,
you don't love me to be here to play with all you guys?
Right, and you're here tonight to play the $300 event, right?
Right.
It's going to start in about 15 minutes here. So, yeah, I always remember seeing you play some of the $200 and $300 buy-in tournaments here in Los Angeles.
Only the buy.
Only the bike?
Yes,
Well, that's the way we
nothing
like it.
I came to Dubai playing because they probably I make so much money here is that I played a past 20 years. And my house about 4 blocks from here.
You live in Bell Gardens here, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I live in Bell Gardens, so I love to come to Dubai and play and enjoy to play with all the new players. And while walking out there, people ask me for autographs and taking pictures. And hey, that's my hometown. Some people come in and say, hey, I don't want to go to Dubai because men play at Dubai. Say they want to show up there, go, hey, let's go to the bicycle club, play, maybe the master playing over there. I love to see a new place at the table.
We got some people online that watch the show and post on an internet forum, and Shirley's going to read off some of the questions that maybe you'd like to answer. Some of the people out there. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Shirley.
this is Cashy from 2+2, and he wanted to know if you like the fact that there will be over 6,000 players in the World Series of Poker this year, and if you think having so many amateur players in the event is good for the World Series.
The World Series is always big. It doesn't matter how many in there, but Right now, with a lot of people on qualifying internet, of course, I gotta be over 5,000 people for sure. But
Yeah,
I don't
do you
think
like it?
I love it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many people enter the tournaments. If I have a good days and a good runs, I will get there easily than the amateur. But I love to play them all.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I wanted to ask you something really quick about Live at the Bike here, too. This is the first time that anyone's really ever shown hole cards in a cash game. I mean, I think it's pretty, innovative. What do you think about this? The fact that we're seeing cash game players show down cards.
You guys have a beautiful room and here and all the equipments and all. Can see it's amazing that you guys how you create all this. Look at you can see the whole card and do a commentator like me and some other celebrity walk into a little room like this. How you put up? Who got an idea like this? The bike put up, or you guys got the? You guys got the genius.
I think that the original idea way back when came from Robert Turner. And from
Oh.
there, it expanded into something really big. Am I wrong on that? I think Evelyn might have had something to do with it.
Well,
we got
I
a
have
big
a
hand here. Hold on, we have a big hand. We have aces and tens.
aces and 10 and 3.
Right.
Only 3 bet.
It looks like the player in seat 5 with tens raised, and UT called with his pair of threes, and
the
then
other guy
the
called
aces
with the
3
aces.
bet, and now they all called. So we have three bets through action. So we're looking at a $270 pot already. Not a bad flop for
Flops
threes.
are 4,
yeah.
5 deuce. UT had opening straights. 6, 7 had 2 aces. 2 8 had the best hand right now.
And look at this. UT's going to raise it up
No,
from the button.
the tens raised from seat 5, and UT called.
What about 2 aces? 6, 7.
Okay, and now
He just
wow,
called?
now he's just calling. No, 3 bet. He 3 bet.
I think more 3-betted there with the aces.
Yeah,
from
he
up
3
front.
bet, and they both called.
Turn a jack. 2 aces still had the best hand.
And he's not letting up at all.
And George is going to call with his pocket tens in the middle here.
Is he going to
No,
call?
he's gonna
He said
raise,
yeah.
it looks like.
She announced raise.
Yeah. And UT mucks. And more.
I couldn't believe he got to muck that hand with opening straight with all the big pot.
That's
there.
a big pot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make a 5 come the river. The 2 aces had the best
Have the
hand right
best
now.
hand.
Aces.
The aces takes it down.
That's a huge pot there.
That is. Well, man, sometimes I talk about maybe the reason why he mucked there, and I'll talk about that on here a lot, is that if you're drawing to an open-ended straight, but there's 2 suits on the board, if your straight card comes and it's a spade, you really don't know where necessarily you're at, right?
Right, but the action that you if I'm playing that, if I have a UT sit, of course I'm gonna call because if the action come, both of them have to overpair because of the action. Raise and re-raise and call before the flop. Now on the flop come two spades and 1 diamonds, and the turn card come up another diamond. They still bet and raise. Of course, none of them have a diamond.
Yeah.
Right.
Or spade draw because the action.
You put them on
When
a
you
couple
wa-
of
yes.
premium hands, right?
Overpair.
Overpair for sure because the action before the flop and action on the flop. If the guy have a spade draw, he would not bet on the turn. So you talk about drawing a line, drawing that. What were we talking about before
Before that big hand?
Yeah. What we on?
I don't remember. I know the last thing I remember was talking about Live at the Bike.
Well, we're talking just about the innovative, process of having a cash game and being able to see hole cards in a cash game. And, we've had some big games on here, too, with 400, 800, and 300, 600. Jerry Buss loves to play here, of course.
Jerry Buss is bicycle club is his favorite club that Jerry Buss gonna play.
You know, I've never seen you in that game play with Jerry Buss, but a lot of those big players love to play with him. And I think he's improved over the last
Jerry
years.
Buss is not a bad player.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but they love to playing with Jerry Buss because Jerry Buss plays is very solid. They can take advantage of a solid player by betting.
Making a move on him somehow, right?
Yes. If Jerry Buss come over the top, they know they get beat.
He's got something, right?
He's got some
Yeah.
because Jerry Buss is kind of a solid player. That's why people love to play on him because he doesn't know what the other people have, but they know what Jerry Buss have. That's why they take advantage of a Thai player.
So he's not quite a player to the level yet where he can make a move on you. You've never really seen him make a lot of moves. He usually makes a move and he's got the goods. He's not never.
It's tough for him to make a move against a professional that he knows that he have to have a hand. Of course, when he raise or he keep raising 100%, Jerry Buss have a best hand. I played with him a lot. He hardly for him to fluff the pot. He never is trying to steal the pot. He always had the hands. I've been playing with Jerry Buss a lot of times in tournaments and gas game, but sometimes you gotta hand the game here. But I already in the other place to play tournaments. That's why I don't join Jerry Buss.
Did you ever have the privilege? It looks like pocket sixes has
Six
made a
is just
straight
sucked
here
out,
on the
yeah.
river.
Suck on the river.
Yeah. Mr. Kim looked like he bet with his 10
Well, he was
right
betting
there.
the whole way, yeah.
And Za's going to take this.
How are we gonna bet the whole way the river cars a possible straight?
One card to a straight,
Yeah,
right?
you don't expect the player to have a 6 when he called on the flop. I mean, pocket 6 is okay, but
What about 6-7s?
6, 7?
They flop the second pair and
Okay.
the opening straight draw.
Oh, yeah, but not on the flop. He only had second pair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we talk about the turn card, talk about when they call on a turn. Of course, you have to give people a little credit when they call on the turns. When the river card come up, a possible straights and possible 2 pair right there when they call on the flop or turns.
So if
I
you-
would not bet that hand.
If you had Jack 10 on the end, you'd probably just check call.
Well, I would
Yeah,
have check
check
called
call.
on the 10.
That's the
Probably
end.
too,
It's
yeah.
because it's a danger ball from the river card.
I wanted to ask you a little bit more about Jerry Buss because I remember we had Ted Forrest in here about a month and a half ago, and he said that he had been invited over to Jerry Buss's house to play 1,000, 2,000. There's a bunch of Laker girls around and cocktail waitresses and all that stuff. You ever had that opportunity to play at his house before?
I don't think Jerry Buss love to invite me because I don't give them actions.
Oh,
They
yeah.
like that for.
Yeah, Ted Forrest gives action. We have kings and jacks here, and the jacks flop a set. Wait. This player in seat 3 has no call. What the heck? Oh, there he is. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong seat.
And it looks like Kings is really pushing forward with his overpair, but he
Yeah,
doesn't know he's
he's
beat.
re-raising now.
Mr. Kim's
Mr.
chasing a gut shot. huh?
Right.
Yeah.
He needs a 9.
Flop jack 6, 8.
Yeah.
Someone flop a set of jack
Right.
in the over pair kings. Turn the 4.
And Jax looks like he bets right in here on the turn.
Yeah, which he did on the flop too, which is great.
Of course, you're gonna bet because it's danger ball.
And Hank's
That
just
possible straight and a flush draw there.
Hank just calls with his Kings this time.
2 jacks, 2 are the best hands.
Now what's Mr. Kim doing?
Of course, it gotta be 2 call now. 1 call and 2 call. See, I told you 2
Yep.
call. 2 jacks. 3 jack win the big pot.
Yeah. Mr.
And
Kim was
Hank-
calling for the 9, and then he ends up hitting the top pair on the board, the queen, and has sucked in for one more bet.
That's why I say, Shirley, of course, they had 2 calls.
Well, yeah.
The guy called with 2 kings.
Right.
Of course, when he missed a straight, but hit the top pair, he had
But
to
he's
call
got
too.
a call too. Yeah.
And do a little quick math in my head. It was about an $810 pot right there. Of course, this is our biggest consistent game that we do here. win on a daily basis, 30-60. It's a game that we kind of just started a few months ago, but we've been having a few tables that go every single day. We just had 20-40 for a while, but we built it up, and it's getting pretty popular now.
Yeah, usually getting about 2 games.
Next couple of months, I walk back in here. Of course, they're gonna be 40-80 or 81-60 games going because people love to play in this light at the bike.
Of course, we get a lot of business during Legends in August and during some of our other
Yeah,
tournaments.
they will definitely have the bigger games then.
I didn't know you guys have this one, Legend of Poker.
No, didn't start
We
back
just
then.
started right around I think at the end of January, something like that. So
Yeah.
we didn't have it during last year's Legends, but we'll have it, of course, during this year's. And of course, the door is always open for you if you ever want to come back.
And this year's Legends of Poker, I would imagine we're going to have a lot of great people coming in here and talking.
Absolutely.
Well, now I know a lot of jackets come out with the www.device.com.
Right.
I didn't know what that means, but now I know.
Now
People
you
can
know.
watch in line.
Right.
Yeah.
People wear one of these. People asking me, what does that mean? They say, go in there and check because it's all the live game. You can see all the cars and all the a celebrity like Minda Master come to the Vice and give us some commentators and a little talk with a little beautiful girl here named Shirley.
Oh, thank you. Min, I've heard you say twice celebrity. Do you actually now consider yourself a celebrity? Do people treat you like a celebrity because of playing poker?
I did too. I thought one of you made it straight.
I got invited so many clubs and so many, even a university.
Right.
They call me and ask me if I have time to come into teach the class for a couple hours.
Really? Wow.
Boston, Massachusetts,
Uh-huh.
and university there.
Oh.
They say to our school cannot afford to pay you, but we can pay you airfare and hotels.
Uh-huh.
Just come to teach the class for a couple hours.
Did you do it?
I sent an email to them. Yes, I do. One at the Fogwood tournament in November.
Uh-huh.
Then when I have time, I come down there to
Okay.
see how's their school doing.
Oh, that sounds great.
Well,
You teach them how to play poker? Or you teach them
Probably
like
I
odds? Mhm.
teach how a basis how to play no limit hold'em, a limit hold'ems,
Uh-huh.
and probably some question about how they're gonna play ace king under the gun,
Yeah,
or how they're gonna play ace queen when they raise.
right.
I give them a little tip for
I did it deliberately.
the people who want to play tournaments or no-limit hold'ems.
Well, I was told at the end of this hand that I think both of you guys were both planning to play in the tournament.
Yeah.
So you guys are
both
probably
me
gonna-
and Min are leaving to go play in the $300 no limit event.
Look at this nut flush against top
Top
two
two.
pairs here. And UT's got the top two pairs, and he's going to raise here, and he's probably going to get popped back.
That's a big part now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to pair the ball. We have
Needs
to be
a king or a
yeah,
queen.
king or queen to win the pot. Otherwise, you gotta call. You gotta pay them off. We will call come a 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So even if he didn't have the diamonds, yeah, he did pay them off.
As I said already, of course they gotta pay him off if
Yeah.
you're not a pair of ball.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's over $1,000 pot.
I know. All right, man, you ready to go kick somebody? We're going to be leaving. It's been a pleasure having you on here.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank to the bike that invited me to the bike up.
Live at the bike.
Light the bike. Oh, that's what they call light at the bike.
Light
Yes,
at the
light
bike.
at the bike.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
I had tournament to place, and hopefully I'm gonna be on the final table today. And
With me. What? Don't look at me like
I
that.
love it.
I'm trying. I'm going to try to get there with you.
all right, if I
It's
head
okay,
up with you,
I'll
just probably I play with my eyes closed.
All right.
Well, thank you very much for stopping by, and I wish both of you guys very, very good luck.
Don't blame you there.
Thanks a lot for stopping by, man. As Shirley and Men the Master take an exit, wish them all good luck in the $300 No Limit Hold'em tournament.
Tony, you gonna buy another beer? Order another beer.
Had 3 players.
So I had to watch it on
Hey, there's Dennis. He just walked in.
And it looked like Mr. Kim there bet Queen 3 with absolutely nothing and took down the pot. Well, that was a pretty nice thrill for us to have Men Win come on here. And again, I apologize sometimes for some of the technical things that can go on. We've got a third person in here, but we'll get that stuff. We'll get that stuff smoothed out. And we'll look for some more poker celebrities to come in here. And as Live at the Bike gets bigger, more and more people hear about it and want to be on the show. I actually ran into Men Win yesterday in the parking lot as he was coming in and mentioned the show to him. That's kind of got how things going. Came on the show and we really appreciate it.
3 players.
So we got 3-way action here. Flop is a King 6-8 Rainbow. George in seat 5 flops top pair. Looks like seat number 4 has got a gut shot straight draw. Let's see if he takes one off here. Flop is King 6-8.
Sit open, Greg.
There's a 3 there on the turn. So it's King 6-8-3 with 2 diamonds. George is going to lead here again with the king as it gets checked to him. And he's going to take it down. So 7-10 was drawing to that gut shot and didn't get there on the turn. And King Queen takes it down.
Did I move the bet 1 too many?
So it's fun to hear men talk about David Pham. I was just itching to ask him about David Pham and about how he, you hear stories about how he takes these young Vietnamese players under, his wing as they come over here into this country. He'll sponsor people for citizenship, help them build a bankroll up. And, Vietnam turns out these great young players. And, he's really kind of the support system for the, for a lot of the culture, a lot of the new poker players that come over to America. And it's really interesting to see him take them under his he takes them under his wing, and he teaches them about the game. And it seems like a lot of people coming from Vietnam have a lot of natural poker talent, and they sometimes don't get as much recognition as some other players. Got a 3-10 queen on the flop, 2 clubs. Looks like seat 4 is going to. He's got queen 6 and he's check raised here. Seat 6 has got pocket 9s. River's a jack. So it's going to bring one card to a straight, but queen is going to have the best hand, and it's like, well, queen 6 checked here. And UT bets from seat 6 with pocket 9s. Let's see if seat 4 calls. Seat 4 is going to have the...
9 of clubs?
Looks like UT had actually made the flush there at the end with the 9 of clubs, so he takes it down. There wasn't a lot of things that queen 6 could beat there, as the jack made him a flush. And C4 didn't even realize it either. UT made the flush there at the end. C4 was ahead the entire hand. But anyways, it's really interesting to see that a lot of the Vietnamese players don't get the type of recognition that some people say that are, European players or American players. Maybe because possibly there's a little bit of a communication barrier with some of the players, and of course TV is TV. They want to put people on that are good TV, and maybe some people that can't speak English as well aren't going to get the type of attention, but they really have a very, very strong culture of young poker players that come over, and it's interesting to see that that Medwin really helps him out when they come over here. So he started, several huge poker careers.
3 players.
We're going to see three-way action here, times 3 bets, pre-flop. There's already $270 in the pot right now. Queen, 3, king, 2 hearts. He's going to give 10-jack an open-ended straight draw. He checks. Seat 4 bets with his ace-jack. UT mucks his pocket 8s. He actually had the best hand. That's another king there. Let's see how the action goes now. Ace-jack still's got the best hand. Look at this. Seat 3 is going to lead right in, representing a king. He just has an open-ended straight draw, though. And he might get ace-jack to muck here. Ace-jack's got a gut shot, so he's going to take and he's going to call. See if Sparks continues to lead here on the river. River's a deuce. Sparks bets, and he's going to steal this one. What a great play by Hank right there to take that one down. I think that's one I'm going to write up about here at the end of the show. 10-jack represents a king, and he takes it away from ace-jack. Really heads-up play there by Sparks. Had an open-ended straight draw. Check called the flop. Bet right into the turn.
Raise.
Really love that play there by Sparks. Maury's going to raise out of seat 7. He's got a jack-queen suited, jack-queen of spades. He's going to get called in 2 spots. 3-way action here. And Maury's flop trips. He's the original raiser. He's going to lead with his trips. Seat 4 is going to call with a king-jack. And seat 5 is going to call with ace-8 suited. This could get George in trouble here. He might think his ace is good. Look at this. He's going to bet. He's going to bet. There's 2 pairs on the board, queens and 6s. Let's see if Maury just smooth calls here. You would think he probably would. He doesn't have to worry about draws. He already has a made full house. George is drawing totally dead here. As well as seat 4, the king-jack. So Maury's played this hand really nice out of seat 7. Let's see what the river brings. River's a 3. Let's see if George continues to lead. Nope, George is going to check here from seat 5. And Maury's going to bet his full house. And I think he might get a call here from George. I think George is going to pay him off with the ace. Pot's really big here, and he is. Maury's going to show it. It's really good play there by Maury. Had the full house on the turn. He just calls. Gets a player behind him to call. And ends up having George in seat 5 pay him off all the way down. You know, it's interesting also, Men the Master has, this image where you always see him drinking a Corona. And, I think he likes to put that image that he doesn't necessarily know what's going on, but I don't know how many people fall for it because he's one of the best overall players in the world. He's been that way for, 20, 30 years. Not exactly sure how long he's been over here for, but he's definitely one of the most well-respected players. And you can just tell he knows exactly what's going on. And anything that he does on the table is well calculated.
3 players.
And C4 is just going to limp here on the button. We got 3-way action here. 5-5 deuce. C4 has the best hand from the button. He's going to bet with his deuce. Probably not going to get a call, and he's going to take it down. Again tomorrow night, please join us for our $5,000 buy-in, one-table shootout. It's going to start at 7 o'clock Pacific time. The first hour of tomorrow night's show is going to be a replay of some of the best portions of our $100 No Limit show from last week with the Pokertropolis Bombshell model Babes. It's kind of a fun night. And we are either going to stream that show tomorrow until the end or record it and continue playing it on Friday. But we're going to see a great little shootout. Tens of thousands of dollars at stake. Some of the usual characters that we see on the big game are going to be playing. Yosh Nagano, Ken Berg. Going to see some big names in poker and some big local businessmen in Los Angeles, too.
3 bets.
C1 has raised here with ace-king offsuit. George from the button is 3-betted with pocket eights, and it's going to be heads up. This is the type of situation that you like to see with a pocket pair. Get heads up in position against probably someone with 2 high cards.
Good check.
And ace-king check and called here from seat 1. And he's going to check call again here. He's got a gut shot and he's chasing over cards. River's a king, and that's going to do it for George. He got sucked out. Look at the seat 1 and leads immediately. And you know, it is limit, and the guy could be making a play here, so it might be a little bit of a case where the pot is so big you might have to call. Again, it's ace-king against pocket eights. And George lays it down. And it's a good laydown. There probably wasn't that much that he could beat against an under that looks like an early position raiser there. You know, even if the guy had ace-queen, he had a made straight. The only thing he can really beat there is pocket sevens. It's a good laydown if you play the hand back in your head. Guy seemed to scream that he had ace-king or ace-queen the entire way there. Look at this. Action Grace has taken seat 8. She's going to raise with ace-5 offsuit. Vicky there is going to come into seat 9. We got two new players. Grace there and Vicky. And actually, Grace had come in to a raise with 5-8 off, so I thought she was in seat 8. She was actually in seat 6, trying for a steal raise. Seat 8 called. Seat 8 led right into the flop, and Grace laid it down there. So Grace coming in with a raise of 5-8 suited. Again, she's an action player. She likes to play a lot of hands.
I bought my chips, and they said, we got a player, please wait. So I said, okay, I'm going to the grill. I even get my cell phone number. And now they're telling me they were waiting for me.
Yeah, they communicate great here. I love it.
Oh, okay. Isn't that when they're supposed to call me?
And then they said, we called you for 10 minutes. 10 minutes? I just got
Both
one.
called me, and I got chips, and I ran here.
I know.
Gonna see a limp here by seat 4.
Hey, C3. Hey, how are you? I forgot your name, but hi.
Grace is in the pot. She's coming
Hang,
from seat 6. The Jack Deuce suited.
Hang.
Looks like we're going to see multi-way. And it looks like we get a new player in seat 8. That's Steve.
Fine.
Right, Grace?
What?
You got me drunk.
I got you drunk.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-way action here. Ooh, ace, ace,
At
deuce.
first I checked.
And 2 people have aces, seat 4 and seat 8. Let's see how this plays out. Seat 4 bets right away with ace 3. Steve's just going to flat call with ace 10. You wouldn't imagine that anyone else is going to call.
New player can post it. Yes, next time you get a button. You won't get a button.
Seat 1 mucks and seat 2 mucks. And Steve in seat 8 is in great shape here with 3 aces with a 10 kicker. Zaz in kicker trouble. Turns a king. That's a third club. Let's see if that slows anybody down here. Zaz gonna bet, and Steve raises.
Raise.
And Za could be scared of the flush. He could be scared of an ace with a bigger kicker. He's up against an ace with a bigger kicker.
What is that? Call or raise?
Za just calls. So Za's going to need to catch a 3 here.
It's three more. Three more. Okay.
Well, Za looks like he's going to re-raise back. There was some confusion. So he's going to re-raise back with his trips. Again, he's in really, really bad shape here. River's a 9. He's going to bet, and Steve's probably just going to call because of the flush that could be on the board. Steve's going to take this one down. Ace 10.
10 kicker. Say 10 kicker like a girl.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
And Vicky says to Steve, you play like a girl.
She got barred.
Picks up a nice little pop there.
No, for a while, I guess. Gotta kick her out of here.
Again, that wasn't the type of hand that you could necessarily really, really jam. There were 3 clubs on board.
No, the second time. Thank you. She threatened me. She wanted to take me to the corner.
Yeah, I can't believe that. She said, why don't we go to the corner?
Corner? How tacky is that next?
Yeah, it looks like, some of the 2+2ers have been doing pretty well. Sparks has been playing pretty well.
No, but I don't know.
George had a couple of beats, but it looks like he got his chip stack back up there.
I don't think she can win.
Sam's here. Hey, Sam.
Hi, baby.
Howdy.
When did you turn 7?
Howdy.
It's my turn, sweetie?
Yes. Yeah, you play tight. We saw your hand. Mug.
I was gonna play.
Early position limper here with ace 6 offsuit.
Raise.
Button's going to raise. He's got pocket 4s out of seat 1. Get you that player's name in seat 1. And he's going to get a call out of the big blind, so it's 3-way action here. An ace deuce 3 gives pocket 4s a wheel draw. Ace 6 has got the best hand. C4 is just going to check call here from early position with his ace.
I like that.
Turns a queen. Queen of spades. The ace is going to check. And he's going to check call.
I'll get up just to watch it.
River's a 6. So that gives him aces up. And it gets checked down here.
Flush.
A6 is going to take it down. Za played that hand pretty passively. Probably a little bit concerned about his kicker. I think I might have thrown a bet in there on the river. Debatable whether seat 1 there would have called with pocket 4s.
C4.
So it looks like Vicky's got quite the chip stack in front of her. She's got about, looks like 20 chip, looks like 40 chip denominations here. So $400 for each stack. So
I give it back.
little over $2,000 in front of her.
You children, behave.
I'll tell on record how much weight you've gained.
That's nice.
Seat 1 is going to limp here in late position. Cut off. He's got a queen 4 suited.
Huh?
I lost weight.
3-way action.
That was a real top of the law.
What? You lost?
I lost weight, yeah.
Ace 6-9 rainbow.
Because I started eating.
It's going to go check, check, check on the flop.
Salmon and broccoli. That's it. That's all I
Queen
eat.
comes on the
Salmon,
turn. That's going to give seat 1 the best hand with the second
broccoli,
pair.
That's it. Orange juice, water.
You're kidding me.
I'm serious.
Za's going to muck. Seat 1's going to take it down.
They've only been eating salmon and...
Of course, all of those that you are new to the show, the live at the bike feed is always free, but if you want to go back and watch past our episodes, you can click on the On Demand tab on the right side of your screen. It's a monthly subscription, $14.95, gets you all the past shows, plus the Howard Lederer instructional DVD. I think it's a great deal, especially for those of you that play here in some of the games. Had past superstars play and commentate on the game, like Greg Raymer, Ted Forrest, Mel Judah.
Pure muscle. Now
There's a 20 pound difference between you and
Seat 2 is going to bring this hand in for a raise. It has an ace-9 offsuit.
20 pounds is a lot of pounds. Maury?
Heads up.
Grace is going to call with a king-6 offsuit. Grace against Anthony in seat 2. Ace-king-8. Let's see what Grace does here. Looks like Grace check raises here with a king. Anthony does have the ace, so he's well ahead. Turns a 9. That's going to give Anthony aces up. Probably he's going to raise here on the turn. And he is.
Keep working at the auto shop. Maury's out of Norco, California.
Let's see what Grace does here. Again, Grace is a very, very action player. Sometimes action players are prone to having trouble getting away from hands, but she does get away from that hand. And it's a good laydown. A lot of times people that push a lot of chips in the pot pay off a lot of hands that some other styles wouldn't necessarily pay off. They don't like to be bluffed out of, out of pots.
You want some corn?
But she only had king with a weak kicker there, and she made the right way down.
You don't want some corn? Her name is some corn.
Family show here, guys.
What's her name? Excuse me, sweetheart. What's your name? Thank you. Did you hear that? We love you, some corn. We love some corn.
3 bets.
Well, look at this. We're going to see a hand here. Looks like Maury has
Some corn.
3-betted here with ace-queen offsuit.
You only play when it's live at the bike. You don't come here any other time.
3-way action. Maury's in a great spot right now. And he flops top pair.
This is the only time every week I play live.
Za's going to be in trouble because he is a queen. He's going to call. Grace is going to muck here. It's queen-jack against ace-queen here. Turns a deuce, and Maury's looking better and better as he has the ace of spades in his hand. He's going to bet.
Fun, fun, fun.
Looks like Za's going to call.
Is it like do you do like 9 to 5, or do you just kind of come whenever?
3 to 11.
3 to 11.
Actually, you know what? It looks like Za might raise here. Look at this. He's going to raise. He's representing a flush. Now, Maury has the ace of spades in his hand, so you definitely think he's going to call here. The question is, can Za get Maury off the hand at the river? Maury's going to call.
3 bets.
No, look at this. Maury 3-bets back into him. Wow. That's great aggressive play by Maury. Top pair with the ace of spades. And you really can't think that Za could call here. Za does have top pair here. He does not have a spade in his hand. Maury's got the ace-queen with the ace of spades in his hand. This street alone is $180 from each player. And Za mucks. And it's a good laydown.
Queen of hearts, queen of spades. Hey, you looked at his hand?
No.
Does it cost 5 chips?
You can't even.
Yes, sir.
You can't even wait until they call you. Huh?
And we are going to go to table talk now that some of the interesting ladies have joined the table. And we will be back in about 25 minutes to a half an hour. I will be back with Jenny Williams. So we're going to turn up the atmosphere microphone and turn down the commentary microphone, and I hope you enjoy
I'm not going to say it now.
tonight's
Get mad at me.
table talk period.
Good luck.
Ace of spades.
That's what I saw. Can you use the other deck? Oh, we have a shuffle machine now.
Raise.
You set up good, I think.
Set up on 4, please. 3 bets. Three play. Three bets.
Raise.
Check. Showdown, please. Full house.
Nice. 2.0. The usual take one off deal on the turn. Lucky hand.
Thank you.
Still on this setup?
Yep.
Spike a 2 out of your setup?
That's why I say I call it a lucky hand. I call it a lucky hand if I were a better hand, you know?
I almost mucked on turn. I put you on a big hand like 2 kings.
Nah, everybody limped in. I had the button. I figured I'd just go the limper right, you know? It's wanting something that check racing has to pay a price. You lose your position. You let the last player have the position over you. Now they're halfway, and you bet out and make the position player think twice. Do I beat that? Does he have something? Seriously. I'm sure you've read that. Check racing is very, very profitable. You also lose position.
Yeah, I don't want to. I have much to learn, right?
I have nothing to teach you. You know more than I do, young man.
It was just a bad beat. It happens. I almost mucked the turn. It's amazing. I should have. But you usually cap it when you have kings.
Raise.
You don't trap.
Yeah, when I have kings, I do cap it. Not all the time. Sometimes
I
I
don't
do.
remember the
Sometimes
last time I capped a hand. I always trap.
You always forget that capping a hand depends on who you're playing against.
Let's play this.
3 play.
Try to win this one.
He 3-bets king 8 of diamonds against me, so I know he's playing me. He's not playing his hand. So they said, don't forget when I cap a hand, it depends on who I'm playing against.
Somewhere. I was thinking they played Golden Limit last week.
Yeah, 10 games. All the same, all the casters here.
But you missed.
Well, I wasn't there. I saw it.
Check.
My card was locked in. I was really upset. I wanted to come out.
Raise.
Up.
It was a big hand.
Not a big hand, it's a lucky hand again. I'll take luck over straight.
2 pair.
Set.
Queens.
Nice hand.
You're the top set.
It's queen.
It's a good one. Top set. Top set. Exactly. Queens, whatever.
Can we go for 3 in a row, dealer?
Finally, let's go for 3 in a row. I like that. It's a sadist.
If I get pocket anything, I must.
He wants to know, give him another ace king or ace queen.
Please.
Or ace jack.
Please.
No, here, what ace king, ace queen, now ace jack.
Let's play ace jack.
And then flop 2 of his cards.
Flop
Give somebody a set.
ace jack jack and someone has 2 aces. Please.
Did you hear that, dealer? Ask and you shall receive.
Yes. Not this time. I'm not taking a bad beat.
You not play your hand?
Huh?
So you're not playing your hand?
My hand was very bad.
Not bad, huh?
Computer hand.
You want to
I want some coffee.
show your weight.
I know, I think it's coffee.
Show us your aces with pity.
Last time I limped with pocket kings, I got stomped by the set. So decided to raise.
down and get lucky.
Yeah, of course. No way. Yeah. I was
So
thinking
keep
of,
lifting.
yeah, I was thinking about it, but I was thinking, I did one time. Yeah, no, you got it the whole way out.
What's a good amount to tip for food service?
Depends. Like,
What do you order?
dinner or
Earlier you only put 10.
pizza, what's on it?
Everything.
Oh, everything.
Is it like another $1 for every topping?
I give them $3.
I only have 2.
I'm gonna try eating only black
Break
and
a 5.
chicken and not the
Break a
salmon.
5. That's what I always do.
Oh yeah.
What?
3 is your typical.
Depends what I order. Sometimes $4.
Wait, if you order more,
Check.
but it doesn't make a difference to the server, does it?
Oh, it does. Yeah,
Right.
certain servers I pay more also.
Huh?
Certain servers I give more to as well because their service is better.
All right.
I think you just look by looks.
Okay.
See, now we're talking.
So $2 is sort of the low end.
Yeah. If they're like a 9, you might give $5.
Oh wow. That's too much for me.
Too much.
I'll just walk over there and buy the pizza myself.
JLP, for the 3 to 500 over JLP.
I said.
JLP for the 3 to 500 over JLP.
We have a coffee.
We need a different cut. We need a different cut.
Different cuts. How you like it?
Was that different?
A little bit.
Okay.
I take it back. I don't know.
Face.
You're normally my source, but I want to ask him.
King Queen?
Oh, nobody raised?
No. Give me $1 back.
Doesn't want to go in.
Face.
Yeah, that's right.
King 8 raise.
Extra.
This is the only race with somebody I know, 3 bets.
King 8?
I kicked in yesterday.
I should have played my hand.
I raised King 8, King 30. And I won.
Somebody 3 bet and changed their pocket jack and I lost. That's why I saw the hand. That's part of the game.
How did I know he was going to say set when I turned with my ace queen?
Oh, and that ace queen hand of yours? Did you check? Did you check raise him on the turn? And he just let go? But it was a possible straight, right? King 10. Ace queen jack, I remember.
Thanks.
Wow.
Give me the ace of hearts on the window.
I didn't see the action pre-flop. If I had seen the action, if I saw the action pre-flop, I would almost.
Greg, you cover it.
One thing you don't want any
Could have had
cocktail.
2 kings. I wouldn't have called my check. Check the river. That's money. Set rows.
I don't need it, but
Can't chop now.
You've been drinking too much.
You don't chop?
Well, we haven't been chopping, so.
He
I
doesn't
just
understand it.
Oh, Can we?
Do
you speak Mandarin?
You could chop.
Can we chop even though we weren't chopping before?
Yeah, because it was short-handed.
Does he understand it?
Yeah, because he want to take the money.
Okay.
I thought if you weren't chopping before,
See, he know,
you
yeah.
couldn't do it.
I mean, why weren't you chopping? Because it was short-handed?
No, because he didn't want to chop.
I don't see.
Gotta be somebody.
What
Is
is
it
it?
Chinese?
Yeah.
We get somebody who speaks
Yeah,
Spanish.
explain chop.
It's okay.
It's good.
It's not.
No problem.
We're all friends here. I had a terrible hand anyway.
Anyway.
Tell him you chop once, you chop all the time.
Yeah.
Don't say on your
He's gonna understand that.
You didn't understand that? It's not my fault. You chop once, you chop twice.
All the time.
All the time. Replay.
Raise.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Check.
Raise.
Raise. That's some corn. Yeah.
Not a lot, just some.
Yeah, why not?
What kind of porn?
Not a lot, just some.
Not a lot, just some point.
6, 7.
Shut up.
Or not.
All blind special.
Why are you taking the free card that one time?
9-3. You put in $10 more for 9-3.
Is that Reed asking me or is that you asking me?
I'm actually wondering. It's good though.
9-3, huh? $10.
Hey, easy. Your hand.
So, we know which one it was.
Go on, fine, man.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's go.
Replay.
No. So you can get all the food you want.
I check.
Piles and piles.
Check.
No alcohol.
Okay.
Only for you guys will I lay that down.
Wow.
That's a big lay down.
Heads up.
Danny. You want anything?
Can I have an out button, please?
Sure.
I have to take another battery. Can you feel me on those ones, Morris? Just one of them.
Go on the last one. Like that return? But you have had A7.
Raise. She's what?
Foreplay.
Tried to put in the good word for him.
She's the prettiest and
Huh?
she's a good partner.
Nicely built.
You Beautiful dinner. Beautiful. I can't hit nothing. Hands I play, the hands I don't play. Nothing.
Not for my pocket fours, I'd be stuck big right now.
Oh, nice. Guess all you need is one pot, right?
It's funny, he didn't 3-bet me with his drop.
What did he have? Ace what?
Ace king, right?
Top 2 on the flop?
Ace king 3-4.
Wow.
She probably thought you had 3
Yeah, I must have put. He's got to put me in a set for him. He's got to put me in a set for him not to 3-bet in hand.
I was like, she's got 3s, but then there's a 3 on the river.
I have now. She's got quads. That's a possibility. It's fun. I go. I was even saying, should I pair the board? I guess I didn't want the board paired. I was happy the way it was.
Well, when I get these, I can't have nothing. It's good I don't 3-bet.
You 3-bet?
He raised. I was thinking of 3-betting to get them out.
Then I would have her win.
Okay. Unless I turn an ace, or a queen, or a 10 jack.
You're just going to beat me, don't you?
Inviting me.
Raise.
That was a 3-bet. Here it comes. The jack is sprung.
Excellent.
Still waiting. Oh, he's got kings.
Check. I want to get me some coffee. Call service. Thank you.
I'm cheap ass.
Frank is here.
Who's Frank?
Whatever.
$6. Frank Miami, Gary Boss's partner.
It was $6 for the beer.
I wonder what he plays.
Which one is he?
The guy in the black on black.
Everybody's black on black over
Okay,
there.
podium, talking to Enrique.
Talking to who?
Come on, stand right.
Raise. Oh, okay.
Vegas
With a drink?
With the fake hair. Colored.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I heard he's got a beautiful Japanese wife. And then I saw him with a girl,
No 3-bet.
some Asian girl at the party last week. She's Asian, but she's not beautiful.
Made.
It's like my kind of flop. Check. 10 of diamonds, 8-7 suited, it's all over the place. 6-9 of diamonds.
I'll take 6-9 over 9-10 any time with that board.
What?
Steal me a
I'll take 6-9 of diamonds over 9-10 any time with that board.
He was stealing.
Thank you.
Why?
Thank you, Roberto.
No, you mean on the river? Or you mean on the flop?
With that board, I said.
Oh, okay. So you got on the flop, I was like,
No, I said with
two
that
overs
board.
either way?
I said I'll take 6-9 of diamonds with that board anytime. Deal man. Robert.
Yeah, Grace.
Are you out? gets 5 seconds now.
Raise. Bad card? Is it bad?
It's bad then.
I need a green deck on 4.
Bad? Yeah, it's bad.
Go ahead and crack it. It was damaged.
Yeah. What is it, Pocket King?
No.
It's your turn.
He's out. Go ahead.
1 second, I'm in a hand.
Okay.
I found a good hand.
They just throw the deck away. They don't use it for something else.
I'm gonna get it.
No, they throw that one card away.
Pocket there.
They keep like a deck to replace the cards with.
This
Heads
time it's
up.
not one of that. And not one of that.
You're first, sir.
So what limits do you play usually? This game?
This game.
20?
Yeah, Pocket King.
Throw that card over here. Can you see that card?
Thank you, Grace.
It's a 5.
I said, just tell me it's not an ace or a king. I'd be happy.
No. No, thank you.
Feel me.
No, honey, thank you. I had a couple already.
That's not bad.
It's more than enough. I cut it. Thank you. I need some coffee now.
Feel her.
Grace, come check your hand.
Okay. Raise.
Pot's been raised.
Double C, 2040 Hold'em, double C. Double C, 2040 Hold'em, double C.
5 players.
2040 Hold'em. ESC, 2040 Hold'em, ESC. ESC, lock it up from ESC.
Hey, Grace.
That's really
It's from Patty.
Oh, that's from Patty then.
I'm going to hold on to that one.
Yeah, hold on to the one from Patty. Thank you.
Raise. Heads up.
Perfect turn for me.
Set.
That big.
Jack 10.
Hearts.
Thanks, sir.
Too bad you win.
Set machine.
Pocket 7 way down.
I think so. What the hell's that? I think they'll pull. Seems pretty tight.
Patty got me a drink.
Maury?
Who folds Pocket 7?
Small blind.
I don't understand.
I remember last
Been
time.
done.
About to say.
I said, hey, Sammy.
You had 2s and it was on the
Said
turn.
that was quick. And I said,
Oh, that
from
was a
Patty.
Grace
Okay,
move,
from
but
Patty.
I had enough money in the pot to look at it.
Raise.
That was the 4-way cap of what was fun.
Heads up.
Can make it easier for you.
Thank you.
And we are back.
Yeah, even here. You do it the other day.
Hope you guys enjoyed table talk there for a little bit. Looks like Rory's doing pretty well there in seat 7. Again, in my humble opinion, I think that Maury really is the strongest player at this table probably right now, just from some of the just the way that I've seen a lot of these players play. And I'm not that familiar with everyone, but he's definitely a very, very solid player.
Raise.
Za in seat 4. He's going to raise it up. He's got pocket kings. Looks like Grace is going to call with the king-queen offsuit from the small blind. Maury's making a call with 9-8 offsuit from the big blind. Three-way action. Get a 7-5 deuce flop. Gives Maury a gut shot. Straight draw. Check, bet, call, call. Turn is a 3. Pocket kings is still in the lead here.
Picture on the wall. Who's the fairest?
And Maury mucks. Za's going to take it down. Pocket kings.
Thank you, sir.
Again, you can play for free at www.thebike.com. We have 3 weekly free rolls for hundreds of dollars, and it's all for free. It's a true free site. You can play for bicycle points that will get you into free rolls that have money added to the tournaments. Of course, you can also use some of your bike points for the free roll for the $2.20 satellite tournament into Legends of Poker that's going to be held on August 6th, the $300 Legends of Poker. You can use some of your free bike points to get into that tournament on Pokertropolis as well. So check it out if you haven't been there. George is going to raise here from the cutoff. He's got a king 10 offsuit. Seat 7's calling. Excuse me, seat 8's calling with queen 6 suited. George is going to bet, and he's going to take it down.
Ace-9? Almost. It's still good.
Again, I'm getting more and more information about tomorrow night's big shootout game. It's $5,000 buy-in.
I tried hard.
$5,000 buy-in, one table shootout. Walter Lack, Ken Berg, Yosh Nagano, Frank Mariotti, which is who's Jerry Buss's partner.
Tried to get a good kicker. I couldn't get the kicker.
Raise. Heads up.
No.
I had to before the
Hard out. Hard out play.
Looks like we got a special guest that just came into the booth. Sorry about the little pause there. Kenna James has joined us. Of course, Kenna is a professional poker player, has won several tournaments. $2,500 buy-in at Bellagio, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
5 Diamond Classic.
And we've seen you actually came into an 8-16 game one time, liven it up a bit, was played with one card.
Sometimes no cards. That was a lot of fun.
Well, really appreciate you coming on the show.
Oh, thanks. It's great to be here. Always great to come down and hop on the bike.
This is a 30-60 limit game that we're playing right now. The brown chips are $10 chips.
Okay, 30-60 limit hold'em.
Limit hold'em.
I used to make my living playing limit hold'em 20-40.
20-40 and 30-60, I was saying earlier, it's considered a limit game, but it really is a big game, 30-60. You know?
Yeah, it's a big game. You're talking about winning or losing, an average of $1,000 to $2,000 a night. So there's not a lot of people that can walk around and afford to win or lose a couple grand a day. And if you're playing this every day, that's what you're looking at. Sometimes weeks of winning 10 dimes, or dropping it on the street, so to speak. So I think it's a big game. This is the type of game where, look at this. We got this Queen 9.
Maury actually had pocket queens, and Vicky made an interesting bet there on the turn. You go with the theory that if you're going to call, you might as well bet. She bet her Queen 9 on the turn, open-ended, kind of froze Maury a bit, but Maury actually raised it up, gained an extra bet, and Vicky ended up check folding on the river when she didn't get there with her straight draw.
Yeah, it's a strong play. Well, there's Grace Rosenfeld.
Yeah.
I see there.
Grace.
She's in played with Grace for many years. She is action, and there's her action juice. That's what creates the action.
Yeah.
That ain't grape juice. That ain't grape juice, boys and girls out there. That's the real deal. So if you're lacking a little bit of action in your poker game, just turn to the special juice. That should, it acts like a lubricant. And all of a sudden the arms start moving out, the chips start going into the pot a lot easier. So let's see here. What do we got here?
Looks like seat 2 there is raising with pocket sixes, and Ja there in seat 4 has got jacks. See what he does with jacks.
He's a 4-1 favorite in this hand if they go all the way to the river, and he's going to even be a bigger favorite than that because people don't realize a lot of times the sixes can't even make it to the river because the overcards are going to come and so forth. So he's going to be about a 5 or 6-1 favorite to win this hand at least.
And Za's done the limp re-raise move. He had limped from early position and then re-raised after sixes raised out of the big blind. So he's screaming that has a good hand there.
There we go.
And when you're sitting looking at pocket sixes and you see that flop, what can you really beat to a limp re-raiser, right?
Right. You're just trying to flop a 6 or the devil's hand, 6-6-6. But not that time. Best hand holds up.
So you were playing 20-40 and making, kind of the bread and butter of making a professional living. And then when did you start to move up in the ranks, start playing some big tournaments, playing some higher limits?
I played 20-40 for a good couple of years. It's just a really good launching game. And then I just...
Check racing with nothing.
Wait, what's Grace saying? Check raising with nothing?
I'll get an update.
What is this?
I do it all the time. You're kidding me?
Well, she's going to raise here. She's got ace-10 suited. It's a raisable hand there from middle position and limit. Hold
Why do
them.
they call it live at the bike if they can't show it live,
It looks like she got 3-bet there by seat 8 with a suited connector. Sometimes you want to isolate the action player there, huh?
Well, he's obviously making a move. He knows he doesn't have the best hand. I think this is a bad play because he's making the move against the wrong person. When you're making a move, you want to make it against somebody who's, a tight player, not a loose player. That's going to give you action.
I've always said about Grace and some action players, her style is the opposite of mine. I'm a little bit critical of some action players because they tend to pay off a lot of hands that they might want to lay down.
Absolutely.
So if you're, of course, Grace spikes the ace on the turn, she's going to win the hand. But
she's probably going to win this hand anyway because, like I said, he just picked a bad spot here.
Yeah.
She may call him down with ace high, and look at all the cards she could have caught on the turn to improve her hand. A 9 makes her an open end straight, 10 makes her a pair, ace pair. Queen makes her a gut shot straight. So
I think you're definitely right. If I'm going to choose to make a move on a player, it's probably not going to be Grace because she will pay down a lot of hands and call with bottom pairs and middle pairs. And
exactly. Yeah. So that's what's great about poker is your hand values change depending on who the player is. There's the famous 2 aces against 2 kings.
Wow.
Oh man. we got the Bullets against the Cowboys.
And Maury's coming.
Maury gets ace queen. Who's this dealer? Who's this dealer coming in with the cold deck?
That's Greg right there. So Maury's the original raiser under the gun with ace queen. He's going to get 3-bet by the button and then re-raise to 4-bets by pocket aces in seat 5.
Yeah, you're great. Man, how you keep up with that and clarify that for the audience is fantastic.
So we're seeing 4-bets by each player onto the flop.
Just kidding, sweetie. I will never give away.
Wow, look at that.
The problem here is aces is going to think that, they might be against ace king. So aces is probably going to lose a lot of chips in this hand.
Let's see if
is a bet and a call here.
Yeah, it looked like aces led and pocket kings just smooth called there.
Yeah.
He's probably going to try to zoom.
Oh, now he checked. Well, the aces checked?
Yep, he checked on the turn.
No. Oh, yeah, oh, okay, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
wow.
And
he raised. He check raised him. Now he's getting 3-bet.
Yep.
I told you, ace is going to lose some chips in this hand. This is just one of those things where,
this is actually going to bring up a unique question I want to ask you after the hand.
Okay.
In this situation, so aces check raises on the turn here.
Yeah.
And now he smooth calls 3-bets.
Right.
And he's going to check call, and kings full of 4s is going to take it down.
Quietly slides to aces.
What I wanted to ask you, Kenna, it's one of these unique situations when you have the absolute goods on the turn, and you're in the back position, and you get check raised. And I've seen some expert plays where if you think maybe the guy from up front is making a move out of you, you might just want to smooth call the check raise and then pop him on the river.
Okay, that's a good question, but for me, I try and put as many bets in as quick as possible because sometimes you never know what's going through a player's mind. Sometimes they're trying to, they think you're on a remove, and now all of a sudden they get in this mind game with you, and they're removing on your thing, and you have the goods. And sometimes, if you just call there, you might give away 2 or 3 bets where this guy just he puts you on ace king and would never think of 2 kings and re-raises you, and then you re-raise, then he calls, he can't lay the hand down. So there's so many situations when that happens that you're going to win more bets by just putting them in. Look at this.
Look at Grace. Grace has got pocket kings out of the big blind here.
Wow.
She's going to raise.
And today's games are so good. I'm not a proponent of slow playing. Get the chips in as
I'm
many
with you
times
there.
and as often as you can.
I'm with you there. And
the games have enough action. You don't need to... Kings is...
Maury spikes an ace, and Vicky has an ace, too. See what Maury does here.
Just the 3 of you.
So Grace leads with pocket kings. Maury's just going to call.
I like that. Now, Grace should check here. I like her bet, trying to define her hand. Knowing Grace, she may lead again, and she did.
Look at this. Maury just calls again here. Question now, Vicky's going to overcall again.
See,
and now if you're sitting there with kings, you probably would want to check down the river here, right?
Well, I would have checked the turn because if you look at the flop, ace 7 deuce, there's not even a draw out there.
Right.
So you know you're getting called by an ace.
And look at this. It goes
checked around.
Check. And Grace really got unlucky when 2 aces were out. One of the third ace came out there.
She's disgusted. Yeah. She's going to probably order another glass of wine and forget about that hand.
Yeah.
Help you. We have a saying, there's no bad beats in poker, just not enough alcohol. I'm kidding. Okay. Look, the hair's coming off a little bit. It's a little frazzled after that. Slitting off about half the chair. If she loses another big hand, she may be on the floor.
Well, they talk about having kings and it's an ace magnet, right? Ace magnet on the flop when you got king.
Well, an ace is going to flop 1 out of 3 times.
Yeah.
So that's why it seems, and you always remember the times that it does, so then it becomes more prevalent. So even though it flops 1 out of 3 times, because you remember those ones much more clearly, now it looks like 2 to 1. That's why people think.
So if you're sitting there with kings on that hand, you check the turn. Let's say Maury bets and Vicky calls. You're probably done with the hand at that point.
I'm saving my $40.
Yeah, or $60 in this game.
60, yeah. Well, no, it's 36. It'd be $30, right?
The turn would be a 60.
Yeah, but you said the flop. Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say...
There we go. I had 40. You said 60. All right.
Well, C1's he's got top pair here with Queen Jack. Flop is There we go.
Top 2 now.
Top 2 now, yeah.
Look at this.
Pence made it straight,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, straight.
And
And that's
is
Grace,
gonna
right?
check raise. She's going to check raise from up front. She's got a made straight. There's a queen on the turn there. River's an ace. That's not going to help Queen Jack.
Wow, Queen Jack didn't 3-better? He didn't 3-bet the turn. Now, that's conservative there, especially against Grace. And so that was a wise play.
Well, maybe he smelled that she had the straight. She loves to play those little gap-suited connectors from up front.
That's true, but still, with Grace in the pot, sometimes she'll do that with King-Queen, so I would have lost 2 extra bets on that hand.
How much experience do you have playing with Grace?
Grace and I go back a ways. We played together for probably 10 years, and she's great. I tease her, but she's really, really a fun girl.
Well, she's a great person.
She's a great person,
She just happens to have exactly the opposite style that I have. So sometimes we clash at the table, our styles.
Right.
And
it's frustrating, I bet, too. Huh?
Yeah.
But that's what's great about poker. There's not one way. There's many different styles and many different ways and many different cultures and people that come together and sit around this table and play this game. And that's why it's America's game. That's why it's becoming so popular. People have been playing around the kitchen table for years, and now they're out and playing for a lot of money.
Look at this. See, once coming in for a raise with 7-10 offsuit. He's the original raise.
He lost that hand.
Yeah.
He lost top 2. He's now on, as we know, tilt.
Well, he's flopped the best hand here with Queen 7-8. It's actually a Queen of Clubs, so it's on a 3-spaded board. There we go. Yeah, but he's got the 7, and it's the best hand. He's going to bet and take it down.
And that's gonna just ease his pain a little bit.
Yeah.
When you're on tilt, the thing you're looking for is to win the pot as quick as possible to relieve some of the pain that goes with losing.
Kind of what you're looking at straight ahead here is the 2+2 thread, and it's a live internet thread that people feedback. And I'm going to ask people if they want to ask you some questions to post up on there, and we'll get the questions to you there. But one of the most interesting questions, and I hear it a lot, and because you've been playing at these mid to high levels so much, is what kind of bankroll management do you need to play specifically some limit hold'em games at this level, 20, 40, 30, 60. Let's say you were playing a 30, 60 game every day. What kind of bankroll do you think you'd want?
You're asking the wrong fella. I'm the guy that has like 10,000 in his pocket and sits down, to his name and sits down in the 2 and 400. When you need really 10,000, traditional thinking says you need 10,000, to sit down in a, 10-20 game.
Yeah.
To be comfortable. So there's standards, that are talked about 100 times the big blind, to be comfortable and to look at all these
look at this hand. It's 3 bets before the flop. Maury's got pocket kings. He's in great shape right now from seat 7 on the button.
Look at these hands this dealer is putting out. Holy cow.
George is going to bet here with ace-queen. Doesn't have anything, just overcards. Race is going to call with an ace-jack, and Maury's going to pump it up with kings on the button.
Wow, what a great flop for 2 kings.
Well, all the aces are almost out, right? Chances that case ace coming are pretty slim on the flop.
Right.
Yeah.
This is, he's just like harvesting here, the
Yeah.
2 kings. Kings is just going to harvest here, and it's just a matter of how much he's going to win, I think.
Turns a 7.
Yeah, nobody...
And I don't know if you're familiar with Maury, but he's probably the most solid player on this table. So when he's betting, I'm definitely putting him on an overpair right now when he bet twice. Raise the flop.
Hence the stacks of chips in front of him.
Yeah.
Tight and solid play.
Now look,
going to get the money.
George
in the live
mucks
games.
ace-queen, but Grace calls with ace-jack. She's drawing to the case ace here.
Yeah.
She's not going to get there.
It's hard when you're losing and you're stuck. You're out there on a wing and a prayer, and just anything. You're hoping. You're no longer using the mathematics and the things you do when you're playing well and you're in front. I mean, not everybody does this. I'm just saying some people, it's very easily to let your emotions to take over, and just searching for a card to win a hand.
Did you find that at some of those mid-level limits, like a 20, 40, or 30, 60, that the game was actually played a little bit tighter than some of the games that are really high, like a 1-2, 2-4 hold'em. Because I know that sometimes we'll put the 20 game on here and it'll be very, very tight. We've also put 400, 800 on here, and Ted Forrest is open with 9 deuce offsuit, and broke Chad Brown with pocket aces, and they just play all kinds of stuff. Any ace is just a driving hand in that game.
Well, absolutely, you're spot on. It becomes a mind game. I will tell you this, that as you go up in limits, the game becomes more psychological and less mechanical.
Playing off the other players.
It's steal, re-steal, re-steal, the re-steal. It's just so many levels of thinking that go on. It just becomes a mind game. Where on this level, the best approach is a mechanical, solid, straightforward approach. Is going to get the money. And to do that, you have to control your emotions when you're going through these swings, in which are involved a lot of money. And that's what makes the difference between a winner and a loser.
That was a very, very interesting play there by Vicky. Now, Vicky gets there with the flush. She led in when the turn paired with kings, and she got raised by another flush draw, the spade draw, and she called and she made her flush on the river. But that's a good aggressive play there. It's kind of
aggressive.
Representing a king when you're on a flush draw there.
Right.
You could get.
What happened on the flop on this hand? Do you remember? Did she?
I think she checked and called and then led in on the turn. Maybe trying to represent a weak king there.
Yeah.
But if the queen 10 didn't have a spade draw, he definitely would have mucked to that board.
Yeah.
So, and she got there and she picked up a nice little pot. So would you say that you did play pretty solid, straightforward through the middle limits and then
No.
No.
I'll be honest. That's why I basically went to tournament play. Because it's more to my strength. I'm not a big cash game winner. I do beat the game, but not as much as a cash game specialist would. Because I play too many situations. I like to get involved in too much action. But knowing yourself and knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are is a key to winning also.
Vicky's come in for a raise here with ace-king on the button, seat 9. Nothing like spiking that king when you have an ace. But look at this, queen 10 out of seat 1. He's got a gut shot straight draw. He's looks like he leads right out here.
Yeah.
Jack 10's got an open-ended straight draw.
Into a multi-way field, too. Probably not the best play.
Now, Vicky raises from the button, and seat 1 3-bets. And now
Vicky's got the open-ender, right?
Vicky's got ace-king from seat 9.
Oh, she's seat 9.
Yeah.
Seat 1 has got the
queen 10.
Yeah.
Turn is an 8, so that's not going to help any of the straight draws. Vicky's going to bet with her ace-king. Seat 1 was really the aggressor with the gut shot. Vicky capped it on the flop from behind. Now Steve is still open-ended here.
Yeah, this is just an easy call. I mean, he's getting plenty of pot odds. Can't think about raising there.
He's going to have to hit a queen or a 7 here. And there's the queen right there,
Wow.
Kenna. There's the queen. And it gets checked down. He checked it down, Kenna. He didn't bet.
Why didn't he bet?
I don't know. And Vicky's disgusted. She gets sucked out on big pot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's $60 he just left there.
Yeah, he missed kind of a value bet there at the end, right?
Yeah, $60. That's like a couple pairs of Payless shoes. More. They're like 20, right? There's 3 pairs of shoes he's left laying in the middle of the
Absolutely.
table.
The only thing I might be able to think of is
he paid
maybe
to get there, and he got there, and then he checked it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he thought that Vicky had pocket kings or something, but would she have driven so hard when she had a made full house on the turn? You never know.
Maybe he was just so relieved. He said, all right, that's enough. But, it is. It's tough not to. There's so many decisions in every hand, and you'll see even the pros make mistakes every hand.
Well, especially in limit play, because I think a lot of our audience is, kind of new, maybe since the poker boom, and, they're used to no limit. But just because you win a hand in limit doesn't necessarily mean that you've maximized the value for that hand, right? You haven't necessarily won all the bets that you could have. I mean, you won the hand, but...
That's right. Yep, you can analyze each hand for a long time.
Now Vicky's picked up pocket aces, and she 3-bets here from
Wow.
C9.
Man, this dealer can deal some hands here, boy. Whew. Aces and ace queen, 2 5s.
Looks like the 5's mucked to 3-bets.
Live at the Bike, brought to you by Joker Gaming in association with iStream Planet.
Look at this this fives would have flopped a set right there.
Wow. I would have taken the flop with the 5.
To beat it?
Well, but look, she has the ace-high flush draw.
Yep, she does.
I'm going to text my brother back here in Michigan, let him know that we're on live here.
Absolutely. So again, any of you guys who want to ask Kenna James any questions, comments, email us at liveatthebike.com or post up on 2+2 here at the Live at the Bike thread.
Keep them dirty, clean.
That's a tough lay down.
So you would have called for 3 bets there with pocket 5s with 1 bet on there on the flop already?
He had one. It was all before the flop, right?
Yeah, I think he had 1 bet in there. I think he might have been one of the blinds.
Those are your big money winners, the sets and the flushes. So. Yeah. Especially those you can get away so easily, when you don't flop the set.
I might.
What I'm thinking is this.
So we got 4-way action here. The pot's been limped around. We got a queen 3-9 rainbow flop. And look at this. Seat 4's flop 2 pairs, 9-3, bottom 2 pairs from the big blind. Big blind special.
This is the proponent of any 2 cards can win right here.
And he checks it from up front here.
He was looking to check raise probably.
And he's got the flush draw and 2 pairs now.
Wow.
8 of diamonds on the turn.
Acer. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to...
And he doesn't get any callers. And that's the type of hand that I kind of preach that, from the blinds I'd like to bet out because I might get a couple of calls at this level from ace-jack. Instead, I wait till the turn, I bet, and I have no calls and make no money off of it.
Absolutely. It's a bad play because you're not betting your hand. You're waiting for somebody else to bet your hand. And I just think I hate that.
Well, we do a lot of webcasts and some of our smaller, no-limit, hold-'em, restricted games. And some of the new players, I just feel that sometimes they call with the worst hand and they don't put money in with the best hand. They have kind of a slow play fever, and sometimes you see it in limit too.
Yeah.
I want to win a monster, but I don't get any value out of it in the end.
That's right.
It's
a good point. But poker, as in life, if you'll notice, is a game of opposites. People act strong when they're weak, and they act weak when they're strong. Is a famous tale that Mike Carroll wrote about. And a lot of players bet when they have nothing and check when they have a lot.
When they have a lot, right?
So.
Well, this is a California game pot right here, 7-way action.
Very good. 6s, 7s, ace 5, 5, 8, king 10, and couple pairs of king 10.
Looks like pocket 7s has the best hand right now.
What is the flop there? I can't see.
It's a 4-3 jack rainbow.
4-3 jack. Yeah.
And C2 is going to lead with pocket 6s from the cutoff. He's going to get called.
The solid player.
C2 there.
He's 2 here, right?
Yeah. Turns an ace.
Ace 5 has had the gut shot and backdoor flush draw. Backdoor meaning that if 2 running clubs came, they call that the backdoor.
Right. And that sparks on the button, and he's going to call. He has the best hand here with the ace. And he's going to take it down with aces and jacks. Let's see if 6s checks. 6s checks here. You'd think Sparks would want to put a bet in, one of those value bets right there, and he does. Love the play. And he gets paid off $60, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go to Payless.
Yep.
Do not stop. Do not pass go. Collect $60. Move the button. Push the pot. Num, 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 num.
Now, did you come tonight to play the tournament?
I did. I did not do very well in the tournament, so I am now back here with you, which is where I'd rather be anyway, to be honest.
Well, what do you think of? We actually had Men the Master in here earlier tonight. Yeah.
Oh man, I play a lot with men. That's great.
And I was telling him that this really is the first time that anyone has ever seen hole cards in a cash game. It's really never gone on before, and it's interesting to see some hands that people play that never get shown down, that they muck. And it's like, wow, that guy played that hand?
Yeah.
And you'd be amazed about how badly some players will call down hands.
I know.
Things that you'd never see shown down.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very interesting.
I want to get that tape when I was playing the 8-16 game. Can I get that?
Absolutely. You can get it on the archive. So live at www.thebike.com. You click on the right-hand side of the screen.
All right.
The on-demand key. And you can that game. I was actually checking out the archives today, and that is definitely up there on the archives.
Wow.
So.
All right.
So we got a couple of questions here that we'll address at the end of the hand. Looks like Kev Math from Syracuse, which is he's the guy that starts the thread. Do you want to take that question right there? Kenna, have you pulled the turtle move since the 2003 World Series of Poker?
Hey, Kev, have I pulled the turtle move? That's funny. That is what it's called, too. The turtle move. And he's talking about in the 2000 on the ESPN show, Howard Lederer was staring me down, and I had re-raised him after he had raised under the gun. And I went under my jacket and zipped it up.
Scott made no difference.
I have not.
Other than no limit, right?
Although I have had it pulled against me a couple times in good fun, yeah. And people remember that. It was so thrilled to be on that close to winning the main event. I'll tell you a little story about that after this hand.
Sure.
9-3 could make a full house. I don't think it's worse than 9-3.
3 players.
Is Grace in there with deuce 7 offsuit? I think she got a free. Yeah, she got a free ride. She's in the small blind, so she completed.
Yeah,
the
so it was only $10.
Yep.
But still, $10. That's a glass of wine.
Let's see if Grace fires at this pot right now. No, I was going to say no one showed any strength. A lot of times you'll see Grace try to make a steal bet there, but she checked. And seat 7, Maury's going to lead with a flush draw here, and he's going to take it down.
I have a flush draw.
Grace to say she has a flush draw. She wants to make them believe that she folded a flush draw. She can't fold a napkin. How is she going to fold a flush draw? There it goes. There's the end of that one. Order another one, Grace. God love you. I love you. Anyway, so yeah, I had just gotten to that table. ESPN is there. You're playing for all that cash. And I'm re-raising Howard under the gun, and
He kicked it that way.
and I seek solace in the jacket.
Yeah.
Pot's been raised.
Well, Grace is going to raise here from the button. She's got a king 6 suited. A couple of limpers in front of her. She wants to take control of this pot, probably. And looks like she's going to get heads up.
Three-way action, right?
No, I think it's heads
up.
up.
It's heads up. Okay.
Now, seat 4 limbs in with 8-3 offsuit there, kind of, so.
Not once do I get to see a free blind hand.
I'm glad you're here. You are really good at this.
It takes a long time to,
get the
pick
feel
out.
of everything.
Now Grace has picked up a flush draw. And seat 4, you know what? Seat 4 has actually got Jack 3 of diamonds. We had the cards up there wrong. So he's on a flush draw. That's why he's still in. So it's Jack 3 of diamonds.
Lower flush draw.
Yeah, he's on a lower flush draw. There we go. So he better hope the diamond doesn't come
Oh,
there.
he made the 3, though. Oh, boy.
Oh, is Grace going to check it down?
No, Grace is going to bet, I'd hope.
I think she might check it down here.
She
checked it down, and she's going to lose.
Uh-oh. Watch out. The cards are going to fly. Watch out.
Wow. Well,
you
think if she would have followed up with a bet there in the end, he probably would have mucked.
Probably. But I would have bet it if I was Grace there.
Yeah.
That's your only hope to.
Well, especially if you put her on, maybe she's betting a flush draw from the flop, and she's gotten there on the river, right, with the hearts.
Right, exactly. That's a good point. But Grace was gracious. Gracious Grace.
Again, this is a game of super, super high variance. Like you said, you can win or lose thousands of dollars every night in limit hold'em. I think the variance tends to be a lot more than no limit hold'em cash games. I don't know if you play a lot of no limit hold'em cash games.
I play some.
Yeah.
I do play some. It's quite a bit different than a tournament. Cash game, no limit cash game versus no limit tournament is drastically a different game.
Oh, it's heads up. Seat 5 against seat number 1 there. Seat 1 has got a 7-10 of hearts. Seat 5 has an ace-10 offsuit. So seat 1's on a flush draw. He bet into the flush draw on the flop. It goes check on the turn. Check behind. And looks like George is going to take it down with the ace high, and seat 1 is...
Pair of aces, right?
Yeah, he's got a pair of aces, ace 10, the aces.
Well, he's checked it down. Are they friends? Or
No, he bet the river there.
Oh, he bet the river?
Yeah, he didn't get a call from seat 1.
Sorry, I apologize to those of you out there if I'm a little slow on picking up the action. Just getting used to all this great mechanical stuff you got back here. Lots of. Well, this looks like the spaceship Columbia. Holy cow!
Well, and sometimes, I mean, I'll often get 3, 4, 5 hands wrong too a night there. I think I said ace high there when I meant to say a pair of aces, and
3 or 4 hands.
Yeah,
a
it's
night?
tough. It's tough, but and they'll give me a lot of garbage about it.
Wow,
but
I
it's very
make that many
difficult.
mistakes in one hand of poker. You make 3 or 4 in 6 hours. That's you do take down the money, don't you? Yeah.
But some of the people on 2+2 were giving me a little bit of business because they think that the guy in seat 5 is actually the most solid player. And George is a pretty solid player there too. I'll give him that.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to look at these guys over the next half hour, and then I'll give you my opinion.
Okay. Maury's going to raise here with King 10 suited from seat 7.
Uh-oh. Little malfunction in the wardrobe there from Grace. Either that or she's getting a little hot.
Maury's flop top pair right away here. He's going to lead with King 10. Flop is 8-3-10.
He's got a gut shot straight draw for seat 8.
Yep. That's not going to help his draw. Deuce diamonds on the turn. Maury's going to bet. Seat 8 mucks. Maury takes it down.
Maury, what's Maury's last name?
I'm actually not positive what Maury's I think it's I'm not positive what his last name is. We'll get that information. Akbari. That's his name, Akbari. Told me that he played a lot at the the Mirage in Vegas over the last 15, 20 years, so you might have seen him there.
Not very good at all.
And he's picked up pocket queens here, seat 7. He's going to raise.
Seems to be playing more hands than seat 5 at this point. Those are the two Maury
candidates. Yep.
Yeah, and who's the other?
George.
George
Yep.
is the other candidate for the tightest player at the table.
His card was
Well, most solid.
I was right there. I saw it.
And he's going to get some action here. It's going to be 4 ways here. Pocket 9s, 10-6 suited, ace-3 offsuit against pocket queens. Pretty good flop for queens. Deuce-6 jack with 2 diamonds. Maury's going to lead with his overpair. Look at this. The button's going to raise it up with pocket 9s here, kind of.
Wow.
You're dropping jackpot?
I forgot. I get used to
See,
it.
you are very detailed in the action. And this is my mistake in the game, too. I'm like more interested in what he's eating.
And Maury actually 3-bets him, and the button calls. So Maury has 3-betted the flop. He's going to lead again on the turn here.
Yeah.
And look at this, seat 1 mucks. Probably good use of some information there.
Very good. You know, that's exactly what you see. He would have called, but he's more interested in that sandwich.
Well, you know, it's so funny, Kenna, because it's that because we've been doing this for a while, we realize we've kind of come into a pattern where people who eat play much tighter, and it just really is a fact. They're not paying attention as much.
Right.
They don't want to take some chances while they eat. So.
Well, they say that's a famous tell. If somebody's eating and then all of a sudden they stop eating and they play a hand, watch out.
I got some information about tonight's tournament. This was a $300 no-limit hold'em tournament. 308 entries. It was a $92,400 prize pool. First place paid $34,650. So a pretty good haul there for $300.
34 dime.
Yeah.
That'll make a few car payments. Can we zoom in on that and see what he's eating there?
Sure.
Seat one.
You don't have to show your hand if you're not going to play it because it
Uh-oh.
doesn't show.
I know, but regardless, they want.
And I think this hand's going to go to a chop, so. Can we get that?
Oh,
Oh, there it is. Looks like some sort of pizza there, pepperoni. Yeah.
Oh, the pizza is so good here at the bike.
Absolutely. All the food here is great at the bike.
It is very good. extra cheese.
Looks like some red pepper there,
Wow.
mushrooms.
Look at that. Oh, some oregano in there. Good for the stomach, maybe not good for the heart.
You know, tomorrow night, Kenna, we're actually doing a $5,000 shootout, $5,000 buy-in.
What?
With about 6 or 7 players here tomorrow night. We have Walter Lackon, Ken Berg,
Wait,
Yosh Nagano.
$5,000 shootout?
Yeah.
For no, is it no limit?
It's a no-limit shootout tomorrow night. It's going to be at Live at the Bike.
I might be here. Tune in. I might have to
Contact Yosh. I think there's got a couple of seats open.
Okay. I may just do that.
Jerry Buss is scheduled to play, but his partner Frank Mariani is going to come instead. We have some local business owners here.
Jerry Buss, I saw, is back in the No Limit tournament right now. So he's won a tournament recently. Jerry Buss just did.
Yeah.
So he's making a name. You know, I guess he's not made enough money owning the Los Angeles Lakers. He's taking down the tournaments now. No, he's a poker fan and loves to play poker.
You know, he doesn't play. We've seen him on here a couple times. He does not play that badly in Hold'em. He's just, Men Win was telling me, it's just when he makes a move, he's got the goods. He's really not capable of making a
lot of creative plays.
Right.
Okay, possible straight out here. Everybody's just has overcards.
Yeah.
No flush draws, I think. Let's see who wins this pot.
Well, seat one's going to bet from position here.
With King Queen, yep.
And he's probably going to take it down.
See,
he is.
Yep. And this is the importance of position. You know, in playing position correctly. You're supposed to win the hands when you have position and nobody has anything. You know, weak players a lot of times will give up their position by not making the bets and winning the pots that they could when nobody has anything. So that's a nice pickup there by seat one.
Obviously, position is just huge in almost every form of poker. Texas Hold'em especially, and especially no limit Texas Hold'em, where you can sometimes cold call somebody and really represent a big raise if you're deep in chips from behind.
Yeah, exactly. So how do they type in their questions here? Where do they go to type in these questions?
It is 2plus2.com.
2plus2.com.
Yeah, they can click on the search box and click in quotes Live at the Bike, and tonight's stream will come up.
2plus2.com.
Type in, click on search and type in Live on the Bike, and the thread will come up, and you can register and post some comments. And you can also email us at liveatthebike.com if you have any questions.
Or you can email us at liveatthebike.com.
Yeah. Well, three people have flop top pair: Jack 10, King 10, and Ace 10. Vicky's got the best hand with Ace 10. And look at this. It looks like seed 8 led with Jack 10, Vicky raised with Ace 10, and King 10 3-betted. So that's pretty solid textbook play on everyone's part. Top pair, raising top pair.
Well, yeah, I don't know that I would 3-bet with the King 10.
With the King 10, yeah.
When, it's not bad play.
So it's heads up between King, and look at this, Jack 10 mucks the hand. Oh, and Jack 10 would have made Jacks up. And King 10 picks up a flush draw on the turn here, too. He's got top pair. He's got second pair now with
now
flush
he just
draw.
calls, though. I would have raised here.
Actually,
right?
Vicky checked and he bet.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
She did. Okay, thank you. That's why you're the
Vicky,
professional here.
Vicky checks down. Look at that, Kenna.
She
had aces up on the river, and she checked it down. You might maybe put a bet in there. There with aces up.
I would. Absolutely.
But she takes down the pot with ace 10.
Yep.
And
that's one thing that people don't realize is it's these bets. Every one of these bets that you save or make makes the difference between a great pro and an average player.
It's the definition of limit poker, right?
It's the definition. Yeah. Well, they are really, and you don't see them, and they're not clear to see.
Right.
Like we are here, we have the advantage of the hidden cameras and in actually looking down a bird's eye view. It's very easy to, but when you're in there, it is hard to make the correct play every time.
And again, it's the first time that we've seen hole cards in cash games, so we can see these people necessarily making or losing bets.
I love the bike, man. The bike is so innovative. They always have been, since the beginning. Whether the games they spread or whatever. So
George is 3-bet from the button here with pocket jacks. C2 brought it in with ace 10 offsuit for a raise. George 3-betted him on the button. And it's going to get checked to George. He bets with his jacks from the button. C2 lays it down.
Yep.
We got another question here. This is from Andy.
Okay.
He's asking you, Kenna, how many of the 40-some World Series of Poker events do you plan on playing this year? And what events are you most looking forward to? And that's from Andrew. Thanks for the email, Andrew.
Oh, all right. Well, I hope to play all of them. I've got a couple of deals that I'm negotiating and talking with different people out there as far as sponsorship. I generally am sponsored in tournaments. I mean, I do play some on my own as well, but so it depends. You know, it's a lot of money when you're talking about the World Series of Poker. More money than I certainly have to put up all the events. I don't know. If somebody could add up the total of all the events at the World Series of Poker and let us know.
It would be hundreds of thousands of dollars, right, if you were to put up your own money
absolutely.
for everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. I have already qualified for the 10,000 main event. I won a free roll that Harris put on.
Oh, really?
1,032 players, and they gave 3 seats away and 20,000 cash for the top 3 players.
How did you qualify for that free roll?
I got an invitation
great.
in the mail.
That's
Says, come
great.
on down and play.
That's great.
And so that was great. So Chris Moneymaker made it for $40.
Yeah.
I got it for
For
free.
free.
And
you don't have to.
But I have to win. He won it. So
Well, do you have to
I
wear
don't wanna
Mirage
compare myself.
clothing? Like I was going to say, if you want it on the
No.
internet, you got to wear Poker Stars or Party Poker, but
No.
you can wear your own thing or get somebody to pay you to wear their clothing, right?
Yeah.
In the main event. That's great.
Getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that what's going
We
to
got a
come
limp
right
in
now?
under the
Deuce
gun
5-7?
here.
Might come deuce 5-7.
I think that's a limp, or is that a raise?
No, that's a raise under the gun, and it looked like he got 3-betted. You got
Three-betted.
Yeah, Ace Jack suited brought it in for a raise. Seat 3 bets with pocket 10, so it's
Oh,
going
I
to be
see.
heads
I
up
got
between
you.
the two of them. And that's Hank Sparks in seat 3. He's also a 2+2er. So
Oh, okay.
it's a pretty good flop for 10s there.
I don't like coming in for a raise under the gun with the Ace Jack of Spades here. Just not a strong enough hand in that position to come in for a raise.
Well, if you get 3-betted here, normally you don't have odds to take another one off to chase a couple overcards that you don't even know are necessarily good,
well,
right?
actually, it's not only his overcards. The deuce now makes him a wheel, but
Huh?
so that's why probably.
Look at this. He's check raises, it looked like.
Wow.
He's putting a move on there with that wheel draw there, Kenna.
Wow.
He check raised him. And he didn't get there. And he's just going to show over Ace Jack.
Yeah, see, now this is the difference between tournament and live play right here. Okay, and limit play and no limit play. You can't really get this creative in these games because the best hand is, most of the time is going to win, is going to call you in showdown. And whereas, you know, you can make creative plays in tournaments and in no limit where you're putting a person at a decision for all their chips and they can, you know, they'll sometimes panic and lay down the best hand.
I think to play devil's advocate a little bit there, I think what probably the guy in seat 2 was thinking was, well, if Sparks next to me has 3-betted me with Ace King or Ace Queen, if I check raise here, I might be able to get him to lay down the hand. Now, obviously, he had no repair, so it didn't work.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
yeah.
Good point.
That was Anthony in seat 2.
What's the question?
Play. Why you did that?
Have you watched Live at the Bike before?
I have watched it a little bit. My computer was a little slow the day I was watching, so I didn't get to see as much of it as I wanted. But I actually came and commentated once
Right.
before, which I had a great time. And I hope I can do it more often.
Ace King is going to lead here, and he's going to take the pot down. 10-8 mucks the gut shot there. So it's funny, you said that usually, through your experience, you think that kind of a grinding, straightforward style of play at these mid to high level,
right,
levels of Texas Hold'em is probably the best play, but you didn't necessarily play that way when you were playing in the limit.
No, I did it because, I don't, in life, I really do everything that's the best for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm human. Probably a lot of people will join me in that venture, unfortunately. If we all did what was best for us, we'd probably be doing the opposite of what we should be doing, what we are doing, or the choices that we make. But I fight it. I try to play my best game at all times. But in honesty, I just don't.
Well, looks like Maury's got pocket eights, and he actually bets into this. Like
Yeah.
Keep betting. You got a call from 10-4 offsuit there in seat 4.
Well, he's got 10-4. He's
Wow.
going to push his diamond draw.
Yeah, he's going to push his 4 diamonds, right? Yeah.
And 8s leads again, which is fine. I like that, you know.
Well, you think if he called once on the flop, Zaz's going to call on the turn here with his
Yeah.
4 of diamonds. And if he hits his diamonds, it's actually good, unless it's the 10 of diamonds, right?
Yep.
And look at this. It's the 9 of diamonds on the river there, Kenna.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
And does
It's going to go check.
Check, check.
And 4 high flush is going to win. He's going to say nice hand.
Wow. You know, I think Maury, he gives a look there, and
Yeah.
you know, you can tell that he is a professional, because sometimes
He
I
is.
see players where, you know, they would get so upset over that. But in the long run, if you're a solid player, you want to see that guy making the calls with that type of
That's
hand,
right.
right?
But not only that. All right, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Look at how many stacks of chips he's
Yeah,
got.
that's
Okay?
true.
You're not going to get emotional when you sit 5,000-6,000 in front of you and you're like 4,000 winner in the game. Say, okay, nice hand, take it. You know, believe me, if he was 4,000 stuck, he would have said, "What the hell are you doing? Call him 10-4." No, I'm just kidding. Who knows? Maybe his demeanor wouldn't change at all. And that is a true professional when your demeanor doesn't change.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A bit.
And you don't get affected by your emotions, right?
Right.
It doesn't change the style of your play.
I don't know how they do it. I can't do it.
George in the big blinds got pocket kings here. Seat 5.
Kings are a very easy hand to get in this game, evidently. We've seen since I've been in here. I don't know, how long have I been here? I've seen him like 8 times.
Yeah. And he's going to get 3-way action. It's a 5, 6, 7 flop. Seat 4 flop top pair. He's going to check. George is going to lead with his kings. It's up to Vicky with 10 jack off suit here. And she's not going to take off for the overcards. So the top pair is going to call. Turns an ace.
You check call your top pair.
Look at this. Kings leads. And this is what I love about George. He's not one of those players that misses value bets here. He's not necessarily scared of the ace. He bets right in.
That's right.
Oh, a 3 is going to bring a 1 card straight to the board there.
Probably
And let's see if he
check.
he bets it again.
He did.
And you know what, Ken? I really love the bet there though, because if you think a guy's on a straight draw, if he made it, would he really check to you on the river there?
Okay, yeah, but what hand do you hope to get called by?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know?
You might only get called by a hand that's going to beat you.
7
yeah.
might call, but
Yeah.
that'd be about the only one.
Right.
Right? More likely you're going to get called by ace rag there. And lose the hand. And he didn't get called.
And he didn't
so
get called. Yeah.
The bet was superfluous.
Right.
How do you spell that? No, that's wrong. That's a wrong use of word.
So you think you probably would have checked it down there just because of the ace there, probably, right?
Yeah. Here's a quick question: isn't George a 2+2er?
Yes, he is. That's what we were talking about before. You know, some of these guys have a kind of an internet following. You know, they write a lot of stuff in threads and poker blogs. And
here it is. It says hello to our fellow forum followers. 2plus2.com, internet TexasHold'em.com, RGP, and FullContactPoker.com.
Kind of look at this. George picks up pocket kings again
What is
from
going
seat 5.
on with the kings?
Again.
How many kings are in this deck?
Again.
Is this a Vegas 6-deck shoe?
And he gets called by deuce 10, it looks like, from seat 1. He's going to lead here again. You wouldn't think that... Oh, the deuce has called him with bottom pair. He's going to call all the way with bottom pair here. Oh, my goodness. He spikes 2 pairs on the river. And he's going to get beat by deuce 10. And look at this. Deuce 10 is going to raise it up, and George is going to lose his kings to deuce 10.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
Wow. Well, 10 deuce is known as the Doyle Brunson hand.
Wow.
There it is.
Oh, that one's got to
shows
hurt
his-
there, Kenna.
Yeah. We're going to see how tight he is now. We're going to see what happens in this next hand. I'm going to say he's probably a 6-5 favorite to play the next hand. The 2 kings after looking at being beat by 10 deuce. 10 deuce Doyle Brunson, they call that the Doyle Brunson hand because Doyle Brunson won the World Series of Poker with that same hand 2 years going.
Well, George didn't even slow down. The 3rd club came there on the river, and he still bet into it. And when he got raised, I'm sure he probably thought that he was beaten by a flush, that the guy wasn't going to turn over deuce 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's if he bets the river there, which is fine. When you get raised, you're supposed to fold. That's the
play,
That
even
is
with
the
an
play.
overpair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting one for all you guys out there to think about.
I generally, if the scare card comes on the river, I will bet it, and if I get raised, I'll fold. Most of the time, unless the player that's raising me is a real tricky player.
I'm scrambling to write that one down, Ken, because I like to post on 2+2 after the hand, and I'd like to comment about King versus Deuce 10. Look at this, Ace Queen against Ace King. Top pair with good kickers. Grace is going to bet. Maury doesn't raise here. Maybe Maury's waiting till the turn to raise her.
Well, I think he's going to let Grace just
do the
betting because Grace is so aggressive. He's just going to let her bet until to the river, and then or raise her on the turn. He'll either raise her here or on the river.
Maybe he'll raise her on the river, like you said.
Yep. If nothing comes off here, he'll. Now he may just call thinking she might have ace-jack, but she checked in. This is a good way to for people that play against really aggressive players to shut them down.
Just to kind of call and let them do the betting.
And then next time, in her mind, she's going to be, when he calls me, I'm dead.
Yeah, and look at that. She checked down the river, too. So,
I'm up against the luckiest man at the table and I street bet.
She's up against the luckiest man at the table, she said. Not only is he lucky, Grace, but it looks like he plays pretty damn well.
That's true.
Come on, Grace. Pull it together, win a hand. She has the button.
So we've seen a lot of interesting hands since you come in here, Kenna.
Yes.
It's kind of a slow game a little bit beforehand.
I'm telling you, I drive the action, whether I'm in the game or watching it.
Yeah. Well, George has picked up pocket eights from seat 5, and look at this. Grace has got jacks from the button. She's going to 3-bet. And George actually mucked the eights to a raise in front of him there. It looked like he mucked the eights.
I'm telling you, I think George, my assessment is in George is the tighter player.
Oh, and look at the seat 8's got pocket 5s here.
Yep. And the flop comes, the flipper, otherwise known as the flipper.
10, 9, 9, 2 flops. It's a pretty good flop for jacks there, unless someone has a 10.
Which we know they don't.
Yep.
I don't think Grace is going to be afraid. She's going to fire.
Check, I bet.
Yes, Joey.
I went, we sent her home.
Turns a queen.
Now, this still gives Grace the open end straight, and she has a jack of clubs.
Jack of clubs in her hand, too.
So she'll fire again. She won't be afraid of this.
No. Pretty big draw there, too, anyways.
Come to think of it, there's looks like a couple empty glasses of wine there. I don't think she's going to be afraid of pretty much anything.
Pocket 5s mucks and king 6 offsuit mucks. And I want to ask the board girl real quick here, because sometimes the flow of play sometimes doesn't. She had pocket 8s, right? He had pocket 8s for sure? Okay, so he mucked pocket 8s to a raise.
Yeah.
We've seen him 3-bet
I've seen
pairs
him
and stuff.
15 minutes. My vote is that he's definitely the tightest player.
Yeah. So.
He's folding that hand. He's flat calling with the ace-king. He's protecting. And not only that, he's got a ton of chips. So that's how you can tell another a good player, too, is how they protect their chips once they get them.
King, queen offsuit, seat 8 in the small blind. Seat 7.
Hey.
Maury's got a king 10 suited. He's going to raise from the button after seat 4 limps there.
Maury. Oh, this is Maury over here on the left.
Yeah, he's seat 7.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Race. Maury is the tightest player at the table.
Okay.
Not George.
George did just muck that pocket 8's hand, but.
Yeah, but I'm still going with Maury.
8, ace, 6 with 2 diamonds. And it looked like it got checked around to Maury there.
I
believe. Yeah, and he bet there on the button. He bet there with king 10 of hearts on the button.
Yeah, just bring him.
No, actually, you know what?
He's got king queen, doesn't he?
Excuse me. Seat number 8 bet there.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maury bet there. I'm sorry. It's a little bit difficult to tell the call.
Again, position.
Yeah, position, and he takes it down.
Takes it down.
With the inferior hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
strictly playing position there, and that's where your tight image wins pots for you. See, he's winning a pot here, stacking chips where he didn't have the best hand because he waited for the right situation, the right time, used his image, and wasn't in a dangerous situation, and used his position to win the pot. You know, you put all those elements together, and that's what makes a winner. Look at him, smiling, stacking chips, happy.
Look at this. Kev Math has actually responded to one of the questions that you brought out. He said it's about $110,000 to play in every event, not counting the casino employee, the senior, the women events, and it doesn't count the multi-rebuys that you would need in some of those multi-rebuy events.
Right.
So that gives you.
We're looking at about $125 then.
Yeah.
About $125. So. That's a lot of cash.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we got to just finish probably in the top 3 in one event in the whole series too.
That's a big if, though, right? That's a big.
Well, it is, but you know, there's a lot of events, so I like my chances.
So we're going to see a bet there by seat number 3 with ace-7. Seat 1's going to call with bottom pair.
Well, he got away with that 10 deuce, so now, you know, he's gonna think he can win anything probably.
And seat 1 led with 4 deuce. He just led right into the turn when that jack paired, and seat 3 mucked the hand.
Yeah.
So look at that.
Yeah.
Do you play in some of the exotic World Series poker event games, like say a pot limit Omaha High, Kansas City low ball?
No, I do not. I do not. That's you know, they have some of these games here at the bike, Padoogie and
right.
And I do sometimes. I dabble in them, but you know, there's hardcore players in those that know those games very well.
Yeah.
They're much beyond my talent and expertise.
I was actually watching a stream that ESPN put up of the Kansas City Deuce to 7 low ball event. I don't think they ever televised it. Yeah, and that was quite an interesting. No limit. Deuce to 7 no limit low ball.
Oh,
yeah. It was quite
the 5,000 buy-ins.
Quite the tournament. One drawing round.
Grace in there raising. What does she have?
Queen Jack off
Queen
suit.
Jack. Any 2 paint.
Seat 8's going to cold call there with 8-10 suited. Vicky's got pocket 9. She calls on the button. So Vicky's got the best hand right now from the button in the best position. Seat 4 is going to come in with pocket 6s.
Vicky's kind of tight in her own right. I forgot about her.
Well, Grace has flopped second pair, and you would think that she's going to lead.
Yep.
She bets. She's going to get a call by 6s and by 9s. King, Queen, 5 on the flop with 2 hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's going to give Grace 2 pairs.
Yep.
Wait, we're going to see
up the open end straight for the 10. 6s should fold here. 9s are probably going to fold.
Well, 9 does have the 9 of hearts in her hand.
Wow, she does call.
She's going to call, and boy, Grace is going to be really upset to see a heart if it comes on the river here, Ken.
I don't like the call with the 2 9s with just the 9 high flush.
Oh, look at that! A 4th heart on the river, and it gets checked down here. And
I'm going to bet that cap comes off that wine glass. I'm willing to bet right now. I'm laying 5-1 that before the next hand is over, that cap is off that wine glass. That's just sad.
Yeah, I don't really particularly like the call there on the turn.
No, it's a horrible call. And you know, when you're running bet, that's a running bet.
Yeah.
Because Grace played the hand. You know, she did play an inferior hand before the flop. She got unlucky there. I'm sorry, Grace. There it is. I win. Pay up.
What do I owe you? What do I?
Just a pizza. Get one of those pizzas back here, man. Starving to death.
I think that might be able to get arranged. We'll see.
What is this guest's name? I thought it was Kenna James. It is Kenna James. That's who I am. That was from Jake in San Jose.
Well, we see a chop pot here, Ken. When's the last time you played in a rake game?
In this game, for there to be a chop pot is like 100-1.
I know, with some of the loose play, but
chop meaning that everybody folds to the blinds and they just take their money back. But I don't like the chop. I like the action. I'll play.
I was going to say most of the cash games you're playing is a time collection, anyways, right?
Yeah.
When's the last time you played in a raked game?
No, I played 30-60. I played 30-60 here the other night.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
It was fun. I am definitely not above.
Well, it's not a small game, right?
No.
It really isn't.
Nope.
Seat 2 from the button has pocket kings.
kings again. What is that? That's like the 12th time.
And look who the original raiser is. It's Grace in seat 6. She's got ace-10 offsuit, so she's in trouble unless she spikes an ace here. She's going to call the 3-bets. It's going to be heads up, ace-10 offsuit against pocket kings.
What's the odds on that?
Well, the spike there. Oh, Grace is, she's
3 to
only
1
about a
to
30%
spike,
dog. Look at that, the ace.
Oh,
The ace.
she did it! Grace comes from way behind, hits a home run in his hand.
And she check
raised it. Yeah, she wants to get some chips. She says, I've lost 3 bets.
Ooh, he 3-better. Wow.
Wow.
Ooh.
Well,
he's in big trouble.
He's very aggressive. You notice he made that play and check raised the turn when he had nothing.
Yeah.
That other hand.
And it goes check on the turn.
Now Grace should lead out here.
Yeah, and she does.
Grace is probably going to get paid off just because of the image she's established, and she deserves the extra $60. So
I think I would pay her off. We'd have to work the hand back in my head.
Yeah.
But she definitely could be making a move on me. There's 1 card to a straight out there. There are 3 flush cards.
He's absolutely going to call.
And she's going to show the ace, and it's going to be good.
When you've established that image, you're going to get paid off, and that is the benefit of having a loose, aggressive image. Is you're going to get paid off more times than a tight thing.
Yeah. Well, she deserves it.
She does.
Yeah.
It's awful pretty too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Prettiest women in poker.
Pretty girls here, pretty women here that we have at the table.
This is what I want.
Grace in seat 6.
I don't want to say anything, right? I mean, I'm not saying anything. I'm just making an observation here. Okay. The tournaments have exploded.
Yeah.
Poker's exploded. Playing for more and more money. The women are getting prettier.
Oh, absolutely.
Is there a correlation there? What's going on? Bigger prize pools.
You know what I think
Women
it is?
are
You know what I think
beautiful.
it is? We had
They weren't around before. Now they're there. I just don't know if there's a correlation there or not. They weren't here before, and now they're.
Well, let me give you my opinion on it, and it's a pretty complex opinion after this hand.
Okay. Jack 8, King 4, Queen 9. Nobody flops anything. Whoever has position should win this hand.
Now that would be Vicky in seat 9.
Yes.
But look at this. Grace leads out from seat 6. She's got a gut shot. King 4 of diamonds, and she's going to take it down. What I was going to say, Kenna, is we did a $100 no-limit restricted buying game last week here with a bunch of bombshell models, they're called. They're spokespeople for Pokertropolis, which is the poker site that runs live.
Why wasn't I invited?
I know. That runs the Bike.com's free roll site. And you know what's interesting is if you get a couple of these women that are good looking, that are good poker players, they can take the guys for a ride. Because I saw so many guys soft playing those women.
Who says poker isn't just like life?
These guys are soft playing them like crazy. And they are getting away with stuff that they would not get away with if they were guys. So if I'm a pretty woman and I'm good at poker, I'm getting better and better at it because I know I have an advantage over a guy.
Absolutely, I agree. That's a fantastic point. What I want to know is, what are these guys thinking? Are they thinking, if I don't call her or I don't raise her, I'm going to
get their number,
I'm going to get their
with
number
them that night. Yeah, that's what they're thinking. It's got to be,
oh,
right?
My goodness. Oh, that's funny.
Ace Jack against pocket 7s here. Pretty good flop for pocket 7s.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for that information on the World Series, by the way. I know you had to do some calculating.
Ken, Grace is talking right now, and I have an interesting question for you.
Okay.
I read back on 2+2 several weeks ago, and some of those 2+2ers can really, maybe if they can post the thread, that would be great. Somebody posted up on 2+2 when Grace was playing in the hand about some of the psychological tricks that she might use. That she will get at you, like someone like Vicky there, when she called all the way down with pocket 9s, and she'll start to talk to you and say, well, if you want to play that way, play that way. Maybe, she does that to get into some players' heads where if you're a super, super aggressive player, well, you're going to lay off her a little bit now. And somebody, posted that up on 2+2 several weeks ago that action players will tend to do that. They might lose a hand to you, and now they're going to get in your head so that you're not going to play against them unless you're playing, quote-unquote, properly or have the correct play. So that you don't play back at them, and I don't know if that's something of merit there, but it's interesting to hear Grace. That might be a technique that she's using. Yeah.
Well, table You make a point. Table chatter does have a place, and it is an effective strategy when used to certain ends. I don't know if it's that successful to get people to change their game against you for your career.
Maybe just get them to feel a little bit uncomfortable when they're going up against you, so they
Yeah.
play less hands against you, and you can move them around a little bit on the table. 2 bets pre-flop here.
I don't think Grace is too successful at getting a lot of people not to play against her.
Yeah.
So if that's strategy.
Now Grace is led in with ace-7, and ace-king's got her in bad shape
Yeah.
here. He's going to raise.
And this is why, because
she's going to
she'll
call all
throw
the way
down
down. Yeah.
an inferior hand,
Yeah.
and so then people will play with her, which is good if you can tighten up and then play the premium hand and have the best hand.
Well, he has bet here, and she's thrown in a crying call, so you've got to put her on a weak ace, right? I mean, it's just absolutely.
It's so obvious.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
Yeah. And ace-king is going to take it down.
She was on a roll. She won like 3 pots before this hand.
Well, sometimes, if Grace might have been playing, if she was playing hot and running better, you might see her maybe even check raise there with that weak ace. But
That's right.
The crying call there, I know she's got a weaker ace than me, because she's not going to crying call with the jack when the board turns, board pairs on the turn, right? Yeah.
She should, I like to check. If I'm losing like that, try to change things up. Turn the chair around. Turn it around.
Maybe change seats or
reposition yourself. Maybe take a break.
Yeah.
Get a slice of pizza. Where is that pizza? Let's. Can they order on 2+2 here? Can they order?
I don't know if they can order pizza from the bicycle.
That's coming up. That's coming up. Don't worry, we're upgrading. We're upgrading this system. You'll be able to watch. Right now, you just have to call Domino's. So if you're at home watching Live at the Bike, call Domino's, get some pizza and a beer, kick your feet up, and we're glad you're with us.
Well, you got 3-way action here. Seat 4 is flop second pair with the queen. And it looked like Maury led out there with ace-7 there, kind of. Turn is a king. And Maury's going to lead again, and Maury might get the queen to muck here, kind of. Maury using that tight image. He's led with ace-7 on the flop, and now he leads again on the turn, and the queen's thinking about laying it down right now in seat 4.
Yeah.
Of course, when the board pairs king, it's less likely that he has a king in his hand. Right?
That's right. That's why he's gonna. Look at this. Look at this. Did you see that shot? I wish we'd go back to that shot of Maury. His lips just tightened up. See how tight his lips are?
And he just checked. Yeah.
This is a tell for you people walking at home, watching at home.
And he's going to take it down. And look at that. Maury checked, and the queen didn't even hesitate, and he bet right off.
Mm-hmm.
Right off.
Yep. But when I would have seen his face, I would have absolutely called him.
Yeah.
Yep. Or raised him.
Or when he checked you, you would have bet with the queen. Yeah. Russ McGinley, he's a classic 2+2 poster here. He says, "Hey, Kenan, you should get more excited on those 2 and 3 outers."
What 2 or 3 hours? What are we talking about?
Well, I think that they were just,
he's being facetious.
He's being a little facetious, but
I see. Okay, I'll calm down.
I think that they like it, though. I think you're doing a great job. I think you're doing a great job.
Really pull it down. Really serious here. After all, we're playing for thousands of dollars. There's more. Coming in for a raise on the button with, does he have ace-5?
Ace-5, but seat 1's got ace-queen offsuit, and he's going to 3-bet him from seat 1 in the blind, it looks like.
What's going on in Maury's head right now? I'll tell you. Maybe he's getting a little bored.
Oh, yeah.
Usually he might be getting bored.
He's heads up ace-queen against ace-5.
Let's see what happens. The flipper comes.
He is in position, though, so maybe he can use his position if nothing flops, and nothing does flop.
Let's see what happens.
Well, seat 1 bet, and he just mucked. So he's probably going for a steal raise there, and he didn't make it, and quickly mucked the hand.
Yep, that's good. Good play.
Well, it's very, very difficult sometimes when you come in from the button with ace-rag. I don't personally like to play ace-rag, but if I'm in the button, I'll make a steal raise. And if you get called or you get played back at, boy, you have no idea where you're at, even if you spike your ace, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just...
That's why I like to play like 8-4 on the button and Jack 8. And
Just stuff that they wouldn't expect to see. Yeah.
You know, you're basically just trying to pick up the blinds.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what hand you have, or you don't play. Either you don't play or you do play, and if you do, it's better to have 2 cards that your opponent is less likely to have.
Well, we're going to call this hand the Kenna hand because it's Kenna Kings again. Pocket Kings, seat 2.
You're kidding me.
Pocket Kings, seat 2.
Are you kidding me?
Look at that.
This has got to be a 6 deck. What's coming out of that box? Who's shuffling those cards? There must be like a troll underneath that table.
Wow, and Maury's going to he limped in and he calls the raise with 7-9 suited. So it's heads up. Kings, looks like Kings against
7-9 flops an open end straight. Let's see how he plays this.
He just flat calls the flop. 2-10-8 rainbow on the flop.
Don't like that flat call. Get the money in when you have the best hand. Oops.
Set of kings.
Set of kings.
Well, he still has his outs, though.
Watch this now. Here comes the 6. I feel it. 6 of clubs.
No, it's a deuce.
No, it's a deuce. So...
No. So you think he would like to have raised there on the flop?
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm watching this backwards. This is
more,
very difficult.
That's okay. Maury's when we're looking head on, it's like a clock.
Okay.
So it's Maury's in seat 7 there, and this is the guy in seat 2 here.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize to those people out there. It's hard.
So you thought the Kings was just flat calling the flop?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I was commentating wrong. Lucky you're here. Boy, I hit you on the shoulder. You jumped a foot in the air. You don't have to drive to Vegas to play blackjack. Come on down and play in the limits from $2 to $10 per hand in the fun zone here at the bike. Get on your bike and ride down here. It is a lot of fun. Have some pizza with us.
California blackjack. No bust blackjack.
That's right.
You guys can look that up on the internet. No bust blackjack. You actually play against other players, not the house. Very interesting. Ooh, 3 clubs on the board. 4 jack deuce.
That'll shut down the action. I'll be surprised if there's much action in this hand.
Well, Maury from seat 7 is leading with pocket 5s with the 5 of clubs in his hand.
Maury, what is going on with Maury? All of a sudden, he's
Mr. Aggressive.
Action.
And
now he's picked up the open end straight, so if he fired with nothing, now his hand's improved. He's certainly going to fire again.
Now look at this. Seat 1 is going to raise here with a couple of red 9s from the button. So we're seeing a lot of plays here.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
And Maury's going to call with his open-ended straight draw on the 5 of clubs. River's a queen of clubs. He's made his flush. And it gets check, and Maury's going to take it down with the flush with the 5 of clubs.
And now I expect seat 1 to just shake his hand like he was...
he shows the 2 red 9s.
Yeah, he does. It's a very strong play on the turn there. You know, that's we can really write that one down. That's a very interesting hand. Deuce 4, Jack 3, Queen. How the 2 9s played that hand, very interesting.
Yeah. Tell me that one again. Deuce 3, Jack.
It was Deuce 3, 4, Jack. Flop 3 clubs, Deuce 4, Jack, then a 3 then a 3 on the turn, 3 of diamonds, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then another club on the river.
Exactly right.
You know, it's funny because, we always have the luxury of seeing all the cards, kind of, the whole card canvas, but we haven't seen...
What's that?
We haven't seen Maury make a lot of moves, so to play at him with 2 red 9s there, I don't know, I think I might have picked my spots a little bit better, because usually he's betting a jack or something.
Absolutely, yeah, it's better, pick a better spot. This is a good comment from Kashi.
Yeah.
Girls are getting better looking, he admits. The guys are getting fatter. I agree, and I'm one of them. Because we're out there eating stuff like that. Zoom in on that. What is that? He's got a buffet. That guy ordered the buffet.
It's like some sort of Vietnamese delicacy, Asian delicacy that we have.
How many items has he got there? He's got some... What is that?
Looks like a bean curd soup, maybe?
Oh, God. Oh, that's, oh, man. And then what has he got? Leaves and sticks. Holy cow. Man. Must be brain food.
Yep, that's the traditional sides they give you with those Vietnamese dishes, leaves and sticks.
They always have that red powder too.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it like real hot. That's what you want in a poker game, right? You lose a pot and you're already hot. And now you're eating this red
you start
powder.
sweating, all kinds of stuff.
Sweating.
Yeah. I'm always amazed at how many Asian delicacies card rooms have all over the country.
Yeah.
They seem to have like a Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean,
right?
All kinds of food. Man. It's great.
I'm curious to see what other.
It's great. Ken, we have about a half an hour left in the broadcast. You're doing really great. Can you stay with us for the rest of the time?
Sure. Where else am I going to go? I busted out of the tournament. I'm waiting for my pizza, though. I'm going to stay as long as I get a pizza.
Okay.
You know, I got to maintain this weight. Not easy.
Three-way action here. 4-7-9, 2 spades. Seat 5's got a flush draw. George is going to lead with his flush draw. He's got king 3 of spades. Look at this. The button is going to raise. Button's got... We can see 1-7. He has at least 1-7. He has a red 7.
Turn is the king. As usual, I have no idea what's happening in the hand.
Well, George now
just like me, you know, on the table. No idea what's going on.
George now has top pair with a flush draw. He's got king 3 of spades. And the button is raised again. I can see 1 red 7 in his hand, so maybe he has pocket 7s. Or 2 pairs.
Really?
Well, now George has made his flush, so...
Wow.
It doesn't really matter what the guy in seat 4 is going to have, because he's going to lose.
Show.
King high flush
versus flush.
Again, I can see 1-7 in his hand. Couldn't make the other card. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
You know what I think he might have had, Kenna, there? 7-9 of diamonds.
7-9 of diamonds.
So he flopped 2 pairs. Flopped 2 pairs there.
He flopped me. And we're off. This is what's great about poker. It's just another minute and another hand. You lose one, that's okay. You got a chance to win one right back.
Well, look at Gracie in seat 6. She's picked up pocket aces, American Airlines.
She did?
Yep.
Raise.
Wow.
And seat 2 is going to raise. Seat 2's got ace-king offsuit, big slick offsuited. So, better believe Grace is going to ram and jam.
Yes, Grace. Go for it, baby. Go for it, Rock.
And it's heads up, aces against ace-king here. Kenna, ace is a pretty big favorite. Oh, man, she flops
Look
a
at this.
set right away.
Wow.
Right away, she flops a set.
I got to tell you something about this aces against ace-king here after this hand. Grace is just going to harvest chips here.
I think Grace bet the guy raised, and she just flat called. So let's see if she check raises here. And that's what she's going to do. She's going to check raise. She had bet out on the flop.
Yeah.
And she bets, and the guy calls, and she's going to turn over aces. What a great hand.
See, in this situation, I would have just kept pouring in bets because, especially with Grace, a lot of times she's going to get a lot of extra action. That guy might put in 5, especially him. He's very aggressive, you know, makes a lot of plays. He might put in 5, 6 bets, he might not stop.
So I think the order of action was that she bet on the flop, he raised, she cold called.
Yeah,
then she would have 3-bet. You would have kept going
as
out
fast as I could.
if you were Grace with your
as fast as I could.
kept going out. And that's actually like how I like to play too.
Yeah.
She chose to check raise him on the turn.
Right.
She made a double bet and bet, and he called on the river. But I definitely know what you mean because she could just as likely be going at you with the queen or something, right?
Right.
You know.
Then she could still check the turn and maybe get a check raise.
Yeah. You go at her, go at him, and
that's all right. I'm definitely not. Don't want to criticize.
Someone asked, great commentary tonight. Who's the guest? Kashi says, Men the Master. Can't you tell?
What can anyone tell me what kind of rake they're taking in this? Are we taking a rake?
Yeah, there's a rake.
There is a rake.
It's a $4 off the top.
$4.
Half class.
Yeah, these. When I have pocket aces. Huh? I'll find out.
Would that work? Hold them high-low?
And Grace is going to raise with paint cards, like you said. She's got Queen 10 offsuit. Not a bad play if you're the first one in on a hand like this. And she's going to get heads up with the big blind. The big blind's actually in the lead with ace 3. And look at this, Kenny. Your pizza has
Oh, are you kidding me? God love you. Look at this. This is incredible. The
team
pizza
one
is
is check
here.
called Grace. Grace has picked up a
I
pair
don't-
now on the turn.
I don't care. I'm going after this pizza.
Grace bets and she takes it down.
All right.
It's pepperoni.
It is. It's pepperoni, extra cheese. This is incredible. Thank you very much.
Oh, no
I'll be
problem.
back tomorrow night.
So Grace is going to continue to, stack some chips there.
Uh-huh.
She's got a couple of early beats.
A couple. She's been beat up so much, she looks like one of those sailors that fell off. They flogged on those ships back in the 1500s. And still, she's
I think
beautiful,
she's a
though.
little prettier than that, though.
Oh, she is. She takes a beating well. You want a slice of this?
Maybe
It's a little hot.
afterwards. Maybe. We'll see. I myself am trying to go the opposite way. I'm trying to get away from being one of those guys that are getting putting on the pounds, because I don't have a job with the most physical exercise, sitting in a casino for 50 hours a week.
Yeah. I am too, actually. I got on the treadmill today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It said you're too heavy. Get off. You know how it usually puts up the numbers? It says too heavy. Get off me.
Yeah, sometimes you have to input your weight so that they can, it can tell you the amount of calories that you're burning correctly. And,
Right.
sometimes I try to put my weight in and it doesn't quite go there, Put the correct weight in.
Max weight, yes. You hit the max weight. Okay, we got some pretty hands here.
Well, they're going to chop it up.
Chop it up?
Yeah, they're going to chop it up.
Vicky's on the phone. Look at all the activities that you can do at the poker table while you're playing.
And actually, Vicky's on the phone. Kind of one of the things actually we don't, and she's going to get up away from the table. We don't like to have people use electronic equipment. Just 'cause we're on a 5-minute delay, but sometimes people forget. We don't like to have people listen to iPods just for the possibility that somebody might be feeding them some information.
This came from the 3-6 game. 1 and 3 blinds.
But cash games, man, cash games with full cards. Can't beat it, right?
Maury's made another great move here.
By leaving the table?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, people don't realize all the great moves. He was starting to play a few too many hands,
yeah.
a few too many situations. He's got all the chips. He said he probably realized it, just subconsciously. Gets up, takes a walk. He's doing everything right tonight.
Somebody had handed me a chip comp by Joker Gaming, and I kind of just tossed it aside by accident. I just wanted to get an idea about what Maury had. He's got over 3,000.
Yeah, he's playing the best at the table that I can see.
Well, George has top pair here with the King-Queen. Steve in seat 8 has an open-ended straight draw with Queen-Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Turn is an 8. That's going to give it 3 spades to the board. Let's see what George does. He checks.
Meanwhile, Vicky's over there doing her makeup.
He goes check here. River's a deuce of spades, and no one has any spades. Boy, that's scary. And it just gets checked down there. Ken, I think that's one of the differences between no limit and limit. If George checks the Steve and he puts in a bluff bet there, George can probably call for one bet there on the river.
Absolutely,
now, in a no limit, all right, I bet $1,000. I don't have a spade, but you don't either.
Right.
You going to call that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Tough to do sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Hang your chips out there.
Yeah.
That's why it's Cadillac of poker.
Yeah.
Got to put your life out on the line a lot of times.
Yeah. And we've had some great. Traditionally, on Friday nights, we'll do our unrestricted buy-in game, which is a $500 minimum buy-in.
Yeah.
5-10 blinds. And we've actually had some people on there with quite a few chips. Greg Raymer came in and did the commentary.
Is that
We bought
right?
him for $40,000 one night.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How do they get in? They just come. They just come down and
Just
put
come
their
down,
name on the
put your
list,
name
right?
on the board.
How do you like that?
I was saying that there's some other card rooms in town that have no limit cash games that are 10, 20 blinds, and our game plays much, much bigger. I mean, it really does. We've got $8,000 to $10,000 in front of half of the players. Sometimes there's between 50 and 100,000 on the table in the no limit game, and wow, boy, we see some massive pots. We've seen some pots about $15,000.
Well, pot.
Totally. How's that pizza?
Good. Just in case you think I was bluffing, I wasn't. That's some good pizza. Just need a beer to wash it down.
Oh, I think that can be arranged too, and I might join you with that before even the broadcast.
Look at me now. All of a sudden,
I'm looking over at my
now
producer.
I sound like Mendamaster. I'm just kidding. That's a friend of mine. I can poke him.
6-6 queen. No one's got anything. No one's going to fire out here. Jack comes on the turn. It's going to give Maury the best hand right now. And he checks. Seat 1 bets with ace high. And it's up to Maury if he's going to call with the jack here. So Maury's thinking right now. He has the best hand. He's checked the turn. He's got jack 10. Seat 1's led out after checking the flop with ace high. You would think if you were Maury and no one bet the flop, you might call here, unless you think the guy's might be sandbagging a 6 on the flop. And he's going to check call.
You see the difference? Look at Maury's face now. Look at his lips are, just regular, not tight. You see the difference?
Well, now
Relax.
he's got to think he's good now with the jacks full of 6s there.
I mean, he has the hand now. So for those of you who are out there looking for...
And look at this. Maury has checked to induce a bluff here, and he gets a bet by seat.
Grace can't even fold a napkin.
He gets a bet by seat 1.
Uh-oh.
And
Grace, somebody... Oh, no. Grace heard the comment I said.
They talk shit about my hand too.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, I'm
gonna get in trouble,
I
Kenna.
put him on 7-9.
Kenna, I'm gonna get in trouble because...
All right, who's...
Because the jack came on the turn.
Oh, boy. Grace is a friend of mine, too. I'm gonna
Kenna, I gotta tell
get in
you,
trouble.
I've actually gotten a little bit burned out by these ladies for talking about their hands. You're gonna have to go out and quash this after the show and say that it was you making those comments, so I can continue to do the show.
Oh,
in
yeah,
peace.
yeah, right. No way. I'm going to blame it all on you.
The guy is 3-betting me. I don't put him on a 1 pair lower hand than mine.
Oh,
boy.
I was going to go have a glass of wine with Grace. Now she'll probably throw it in my face.
Bad player.
But Grace can't even fold a napkin.
That's funny.
I don't care. I want to watch them play, and I do the commentating.
Oh, boy. I'm in trouble here, Kenna. I'm in big trouble.
Say something about their hands. Trust me.
5-3 deuce of hearts on the flop.
You know what I feel, though? If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Oh, there you go, man.
Just the way they come. It's like unbelievable. I really don't care. They can say what they want.
Okay, whoever's giving us up, make sure you call her and tell her all the good information we say too.
Oh, really?
Oh, boy. Here we go. I told you, Kenna. See, my name comes out. Look at this. Ace makes a straight. He's got a wheel.
Did she say your name?
Yep. You owe me one. You owe me a beer, buddy.
You better not give me up. As long as you don't give me up. We don't know who made the comment, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was the board over there.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
You know, of course, I'm going to run right
Can
to
you
Grace
fold
and
the
say, I
napkin,
can't
sir?
believe what they said. No, it's all in good fun.
I know, but sometimes people take it a little bit harshly.
Well, they do, but it just like in life, you have to laugh at yourself in life, in poker, in anything, because it is. There's so much seriousness in things that are going on in the world. You look at the larger scope of things. What's really important? There's people dying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And fighting for our country. And
poker is just
starving
poker,
together,
right?
So, I think you got to be able to laugh at yourself.
Well, looks like seat 4's got a top pair here with the king.
And what do they say? If you can't take a joke, well, you're probably not a comedian.
Well, it brings up an interesting... Well, there you go.
I don't know.
It brings up an interesting point because I've had similar comments, Sometimes I'm a little bit harsh on players' play, and I do not mean anything by any means to be personal at all. And if I hurt people's feelings, I apologize. But, we do have to fill, 4 hours and some analytical comment, so...
All right, somebody online. Russ McKinley just said, my pizza is here. Way to go, Russ.
Well, he said he's actually quoting you. I said, Bart says he's going to call. Kenna says, who cares? My pizza's here.
Oh, yeah. Always quote me that. Did I say that? See, look at all these things I'm saying.
Greg.
I don't even know.
So we got four-way action here times the double-size bet pre-flop.
Greg.
4 players.
Ace, king, king, jack suited.
Can you give me a porter?
8, 5, 6, 2 spades on board. Seat 4's got a king 10 offsuit. And look at this, Seat 1's got king queen suited. He's flopped a good flush draw with overcards there. And Grace is going to bet. She's got king jack and she bets her, she's got ace king with the ace of spades. She's going to bet the board. Board is 6, 5, 8, 2
Right.
spades.
She does have the best hand.
Seat 1 has got the flush draw. He's going to call. And look at that, he's hit the flush. And he leads right away. Boom. Right out. I like the bet there, Ken. I really do. And Grace is going to call here with the ace of spades, obviously.
Yeah. Give her a spade.
No, blank deuce. And he's going to lead here. And
Oh.
Well, and Grace pays him off with ace king.
Yeah, that's a bad call. But look at from the beginning. She has ace king against king queen.
I know she got a little unlucky.
She's dominating very unlucky. I was telling you that other hand where it was aces against ace king, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the final table of a World Series event, 3,000 buy-in. I think it was no limit. We're down to 4 players, and I was against Fee Win, who's a player here in California. 2 aces against ace king.
Yeah.
I raised it 80,000. He moved in $250,000 on me with ace king.
Yeah.
I had the 2 aces, and that's I can tell you right now, it's like 90%, I think, down the toilet. That was my worst speed.
Can we get on your dealer?
So you got to be able to take the beats.
You have a napkin in your pocket again?
Grace is still talking about the napkin. I can't pull the napkin either, Grace. So I'm in your boat.
Did you really?
Well, we got 3-way action here. It looked like it was just limped around. Look at this seat 4 coming in with a queen deuce offsuit from early position.
That's it.
I hope you changed it.
Look, Maury's added, if you look at these 2 stacks over here, he's added 2 more stacks to this empire.
And those are $200 stacks and 20 chip denominations with $10 chips. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 8. We got 12. We got 16, 18, 18 plus 18 stacks. So that's about $3,700 there, right there, Kenna.
$3,700.
So if anyone thinks that this is a small game,
$3,700.
Yeah.
Holy cadoty! What did he buy in for?
I think he probably bought in for a rack or 2. So anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000.
I bet maybe $1,200. So he's up about $2,500.
Yes, 2 big ones.
$2,500 while you guys are sitting at home eating pizza.
Everything's okay.
Well, you should be down here putting your name on the board and getting in this game. Making 25. Well, you probably don't play as good as Maury. I do.
4 players.
But
Seat 1 looks like he's got a
king deuce.
Yeah, he's got king deuce. And
Flop kings up.
And he's going to raise Grace.
That's been raised.
Now this is actually one of these. It's a 10 king 2. One of these debatable hands where you might just flat call Grace in position and let her do the betting and pop her on a later street there, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Kenna.
Kid.
But he did raise her right away.
You might show mercy too.
Yeah. See, and again, now she's gonna. Looks like she's gonna check call all the way here with 10-9.
Yeah.
And look at this. She hits 2 pairs, but he's got 2 bigger pairs.
Mm.
And it gets checked down on the river, does it?
Wow.
Well, the 3rd club came and it scared both players there, kind of. So.
Yep. That made, that's the thing. If you really look at the game, most of the time it makes logical sense.
Yeah.
The plays make sense. You can work your way backward. Okay.
Work your way backward, right?
Right, and you just say, hey, okay, why did this get checked? Well, the 3rd club came.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody put each player put the other one on a flush draw.
Yep.
So it makes sense that it went check.
I don't know. I used to get scared when a 3rd suited card would come on the river, but when I'm in position and that 2 suits have come on the flop and the guy's check calling all the way, and the flush completes on the river and he checks to me, would he really check a made flush to me on the river there?
Well,
That's
what
why
if you're first to
scare me.
act, though?
Oh, if you're first to act, absolutely.
Then what would you do?
Well, if you're first to act and the guy was calling all the way, I would probably check call at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is where I disagree with you. This is the point I was trying to make to you earlier, is that I always lead out in that situation.
Okay.
And if I'm raised, I fold.
I see. Yeah.
Because if he's calling me, there's also the hands he's going to call me with second best hand. I feel like I've had the best hand the whole way.
And as opposed to you've let out now he'll call you down with a hand that doesn't beat you. But if you just check call, he might just check right behind you, right?
That's right. And so you've given up a bet, whereas the other way, it's the same price.
Yeah.
You bet, if you get raised, it's the same as a check call, and he's only going to raise you 90% of the time when you're beat. So, like I said, unless it's a tricky player.
Well, you got to be a good enough player to get away from it, and obviously you are getting away from an overpair if you bet out and you get raised, right?
Right.
On the river. Well, 7-6 looked like he had a gut shot there. Pocket threes. Oh, excuse me. 7-6 has a pair. He's got the best pair. Seat 1, and he's going to take it down with his 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, you got to always remember, people forget, too, that when you're betting, when the flush card hits, it's got to scare them, too, thinking you might have a flush.
Right.
So now he's raising a person who's betting.
He probably wouldn't raise me in.
Right. Yeah. Some people bet on a flush draw on the come, so it takes a pretty strong move to...
And if you bet out from early position when a third suited card comes on the river, he or she is probably just gonna flat call even with something as strong as trips or top 2 pairs, right?
That's right.
So I think you make a good point.
If you think you've had the best hand the whole way, bet. If you raise, like I said, unless it's a really tricky player, you'll make extra bets in the long run.
Because, like you said, you lose the bet when he checks behind you.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna raise. She's going to 3-bet Maury. Maury has raised with pocket 9s, and Grace has got pocket 8s, so she's in big trouble here, kind of. Wow, look at that flop.
Her aggressiveness might win this pot for her, because if she leads out and gets called.
Yeah. Well,
if she leads again on the turn, I think she'll win this hand.
No, she's going to check. Let's see what Maury does here. But Maury checks. Does Maury check right behind?
I would imagine he would, yes.
Whoa, and look at that. 3 diamonds, so it's probably whoever bets is going to get called here, most likely. No, it gets checked down on the river.
Yeah. I think if Grace would have bet the turn here, I think she probably would have won this pot.
No, I definitely agree with you. Yeah.
It's awful hard to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, especially like you said, and you've got a great player behind you that's in a groove, saying, "Well, I'm only going to call your bet, so you don't even know because I'm not going to raise you on the turn. You bet, I'm going to call."
Right.
Now what do you do?
Right.
Now you checked me on the river. I bet you're going to call.
So,
right.
Right. Grace took a stab at it on the flop, and if she got called, she was going to be done with it.
Yeah. We got about 10 minutes left in the broadcast.
Wow, this went quick.
Yeah, that's great. A lot of fun. You did a very, very, you did a great job, and you made tonight a lot of fun for me because I was planning on doing these last 2 hours alone.
Oh,
so
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'd love to have you back as a guest again, too.
We work well together because you know everything that's going on, and I know nothing that's going on.
Grace has got a flop top pair, and she led, and she didn't get any callers there with the Queen 10. We'll have pizza for you all the time, and I think we can arrange some beer, too, the next time you come back.
Wow.
They have great beer here, German beer, St. Pauli.
Really?
That's great. That's what I drink at the table, yeah.
Here's a good question. Online, how much do they tip in these games? It's customary to tip the dealer $1 a hand.
Absolutely. It depends on... Dealers do work on tips, obviously.
Right.
Five players.
Gonna see 5-way action here, limped around. Just reading some of the comments on 2+2. It's great. King 6-4 rainbow flop. Seat 4's got the best hand with King Queen. He's gonna lead here. And Grace here, seat 6. Looks like she's raised with second pair here, Kenna, and she's in big trouble. Big trouble again. She's got 6-8. Seat 4's got King Queen.
I'm sorry. Laughing at this comment I'm reading on 2+2. But I'll wait.
Oh, look at this. Grace has made a straight.
Yay!
Oh, she's made it straight on the river, and she's going to take it down.
You go, girl.
She had 6-8.
You go, girl. You go, girl.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Ship it.
Ship it over.
Hut, hut.
Boy, that's kind of brutal for King Queen there, huh?
I did say Grace was one of the prettiest women in poker. Of course, she didn't hear that comment.
Well,
anyway, let's see. What is this? What is this? This guy says, forget just the commentator. This guy is like a role model scheme, he says. Got to be able to laugh at yourself. Man, tell him, can I educate? This guy needs to teach me to shave and take me fishing or something. Teach you to shave and take you fishing. Holy cow. I don't know quite how to take that comment. Clarify, Schemy.
Look at this. George has got pocket kings again. The Ken of Kings from seat 5.
No!
Ken of Rigs.
Again? Two kings?
And he's taking a couple
I'm
of
telling you,
bad beats.
there is a troll under there. Watch when the lid comes up. That black lid comes up, you can see his nose.
Seat 4's got Jack 7 offsuit. It's heads up, Jack 7 against pocket kings. Oh, Jack 9 offsuit, excuse me. He's got Jack 9 offsuit against 2 kings.
He doesn't look too happy.
Is it? Yeah, it's Jack 9 against 2 kings, seat 4. There we go. So we get a bet and a call. Flop is a 5-10-6 queen.
Open-ended straight.
Now he's got an open-ended straight, Kenna. Oh, this
And
is
he's
going to
got
be
some
brutal
hope.
for George if he gets sucked out here. It's going to be brutal.
Yep.
Drawing to the straight. And there it is, Kenna.
Bingo.
Unbelievable. And he's made top set, too.
Man, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
He bets, George raises,
Right.
and look at this guy's going to re-raise, and he's going to
course he
re-raise
is.
him again here.
Yes.
And George is in big trouble, and he knows it now. He shuts down, and Jack 9's going to bring this one down. And George is taking some horrible beats tonight.
He has.
Horrible beats.
Ugh, that's the ugliness of the game sometimes. Not only, it'd be all right if the 8 came to
Well,
make the
time out.
straight, but now the king has to come and make him trip so
Yeah,
he
look-
can lose an extra $200 in the hand.
Look at the flop there, Kenna. Does that guy
Yeah.
have any business calling with Jack 9 with 5-10-6 on the flop?
He's looking at
Runner straight, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Wow. Wow, that's just brutal for George. Brutal. Well, it's kind of fun. I mean, good play. I can probably safely say that I like Maury's in seat 7's play and George in seat 5's play. They're my favorite players at this table. I think they're playing the best, and it just happens to be that George is running bad. He's playing very tight. He's playing premium hands, and he's just getting sucked up. Which is the nature of limit sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
And look at this. Maury's playing great, and he's running well, and look how much money he's up.
Absolutely.
So,
if you want to go to the archives and get this, you can really watch Maury play and you learn something. I'll tell you, I might buy it myself.
Well, 3 diamonds on board here. Seat 2's got the queen, and Grace has got the 10, and Grace is going to continue to call for the 10. And look at this. It's going to be a chop pot. Let's see if somebody bets here and picks up the pot.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just goes check, and they're going to chop it up.
If you like what you see, if you have any questions or comments, direct them to live@thebike.com.
And I wanted to mention that the gentleman that played on Saturday night, Dallas, emailed me. Personally emailed me. He emailed live at the bike, and it was passed on to me, and I just had a quick chance to read it, Dallas. And I'll read it more at the end of the show. He kind of responded to me in about 5,000 words. So I had a chance to briefly had a chance to read it. He's one of these guys, kind of where he played the 200 no limit game, and he had pocket kings, and a crazy guy put him all in with a board of 8-8-4-5, and he didn't want to commit all his chips to his overpair. I think it was the right fold, and just happened to be that guy was just making a move on him, and he felt horrible about laying down the best hand. But no limit, I think sometimes you're going to have to do that, right?
Well, it takes a good player to lay down the best hand.
Yeah.
And if you're not laying down the best hand, sometimes you're not going to be winning in poker in the long run.
Well, there's a great some word of advice, Dallas. I hope that makes you feel better. Well, 6-7, pocket 2s.
6-7 top pair, gut shot straight, strong hand. What is 2s doing? Maybe he's putting them on 2 big cards.
Well, now 6-7's got top 2 pairs.
Here's another mistake a lot of people make, that I make quite often, is representing somebody else's hand.
Look at this. Pocket 2s calls again here on the turn. Wow, and 6-7's made a full house.
So in this scenario, if you're representing the other guy's hand, you might raise. What did he just call?
Well, he just called with the deuces.
He was thinking the guy might be bluffing with ace king or ace queen.
Sparks has played a pretty solid game here in seat 3 so far tonight. You know, sometimes I've been critical of his play, but I haven't seen him make any. He's played pretty straightforward and solid the entire night. I
agree. You know, that's how you know they're playing straightforward and solid too. When you don't realize that they're there.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'm playing with people in the game, and I go, "Oh my God, I forgot you were even in the game." Right? Because you just disappear. You're folding hand after hand after hand after hand.
I think that, again, we talk about, it's kind of obvious with George and Maury. You know, George is running bad, Maury's running good, but Sparks has quietly made a lot of money tonight, too, and he's played some very, very solid poker out of seat 3 there. He's got a muck here. It looks like seat 1 is raised. Seat 1's he's raised with deuce 7 suited from the cutoff there, Kenna.
Wow. Wow.
He's got a gut shot. Huh?
Yeah. Picked up a gut shot.
3, 6, 4, 2
and an
spades.
overcard. Looks like pretty big. When you're raising with deuce 7, you get that kind of flop. You're ecstatic.
And I believe George had limped in early position with the suited ace. And he bets right on the flop there. And he's going to get a call by deuce 7. And king 4 also calls. King 4's got the best hand with second pair right now. Turn it is an 8.
I'll be surprised if deuce 7 doesn't raise this pot right here.
Really?
Well, he folds.
How about he
because
mucks?
He can do that too. He's very. This is the tricky player I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, he's check raised with nothing before. And
king's up. Seat 4's made kings up here. And George has just been leading into nothing.
Show.
King 4 wins. Well, Kenna, that is going to do it for us tonight.
All right.
I really, really appreciate you stopping by. It was
Thank you
a
very
pleasure
much. I really enjoyed
to work
it.
with you. You added a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed your pizza. We'll get some beer in here next time for you as well. For everybody, please join in tomorrow night for a $5,000 buy-in single table shootout. We're going to have some.
I may be here.
Yeah, we're going to have some big poker names and big local business owners. Tomorrow night, of course, at 6 o'clock Pacific time. The shootout's going to start at 7. We're going to replay the bombshells for an hour. So for Bart Hanson and Kenna James, good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.